one.
2, 1.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. It is season 1, episode 7 with Joe Jack in the building. Today, what we be talking about?
Yo.
Oh, hold on. Sorry, guys. So, we will be obviously doing a question of the day, talking about some music. But the theory that we want to really talk about and explore. God damn, why am I so loud on my phone? God damn. The theory that we're going to be talking about is sports scripted? Because you guys know that sports is a form of entertainment. So are they entertaining us, or are they letting the players play for real and get in their bag and winning championships for real? Or is it rigged? So, also, Joe will be talking about the sports. You already know Joe is more advanced than me in sports, so he will talk about it more and I'll just chime in and everything like that. So, yeah, Joe, let's get started. Joe, with the question of the day. What is your question of the day, Joe?
So today's question I got for today is, if you could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be and why? This is a pretty good one. Figured why not?
I don't want to get
I'll let you go
banned.
first.
I don't want to get banned. I don't want to. I was gonna say some crazy shit, but hey, I'm gonna keep it cordial, kind and sweet today. The one person that I would love to have at dinner and can I make it 2 people or just one?
Mm-hmm.
The one person, the 2
How many people you want?
Okay, the 3 people I would really talk to from the past will be Malcolm X, MLK, and Michael Jackson. That's the 3 people I would want to really have a conversation with. To be honest, how about yourself, Joe? I'll explain after.
I should have added. Where would you have the dinner? I guess
What would I have the dinner?
steakhouse.
Oh, right in my room.
Yeah, where would you have it?
We're having burgers
In
and
your room,
fries
just.
in my room, just chilling. You know. No, I'm playing. We go to the steakhouse, but it's on them though. I don't have the money for that. I'm sorry, I just don't have the money for it. They got it.
You'll have them pay. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I help them pay for
Oh
it.
man. 3 people or whoever.
Yeah.
Oh man. Uh Mickey Mantle.
Okay.
I'd love to pick his brain because he was always drunk and smoking cigarettes,
Yeah.
but like he was great at baseball. 2 other figures, Vince Lombardi. I'd love to pick his brain on how to coach. Like, what was the method behind his madness?
Yeah.
Like how he had just great teams all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And my third would be, ooh,
Who'd you there be?
it's a tough one. Um, I'd say George Washington.
George Washington.
Yeah, I mean, you know, first president of the United States. I have plenty of questions to ask, like, what caused, you know, what not caused, but just, how things were back then compared to now.
Yeah.
But I'll go to a steakhouse. I'm going to a steakhouse.
Steakhouse.
Have them pay for it.
Yeah, of course. I'm not paying for
Yeah.
that. You think I'm paying for that, Joe? You must be out your goddamn mind. I ain't paying for that. I brought you suckers back
I'm
to
going to
life.
Peter Luger's for sure.
Listen. No disrespect. I brought y'all back to life. To see 2025. So that's the best gift that someone give you, bring you back to life. Then your gift, spend that bread, spend that money. That's it. That's all I gotta say. Spend that bread, spend that money on me. Trick on me. But that's weird. Never mind. But is Bill Cosby still alive?
Bill Cosby is still alive.
I would ask him why. Why did he do it?
What about a historical figure in Sean Diddy Combs?
Oh hell no.
He's in the fucking He's in the fucking
gonna,
papers
bro,
recently.
He's gonna touch you, bro. He's not gonna have a conversation. He's gonna sit down, lube you up, and touch you, bro. That's what's gonna happen. Why would I want to stay with Diddy? A steakhouse, a meat That's a meat factory for Diddy, bro. Just think about it. It's a meat factory for him. It's like, come on, bro. Like, who wants to do that? Who wants to do that?
Not me.
Actually, can I switch?
I don't know.
I would switch. I would stay with Malcolm X, Tupac, and Michael Jackson. The 3 people that I really want to talk to. Those 3.
I think when it said any historical figure, I think it mean present too.
Oh, present?
Doesn't have to be a dead person.
Why would I want to talk to these losers? They're still alive. No, I'm gonna pick the brains of someone that's from the past that lived in the 50s, the 50s, 60s, and everything like that to see what like the times has changed. You know, like for Malcolm X, for example. You know,
Okay.
I'm African American, so it's a good thing to know about my history even more because I feel like Malcolm X doesn't
I thought
have
you were
the.
Spanish.
I get that a lot though.
Sorry. I'm
I
sorry.
get that a lot though. I get that a lot though. But I am not. I am not Spanish whatsoever. Not Spanish whatsoever. I am Caribbean and African American.
Hmm.
But
Okay.
in Italian. Ciao, come stai? Io sto bene. Ooh.
Italian.
My mama's side. My mama. My grandma.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's my grandma.
I saw that.
My great grandfather's from
Interesting.
Sicilia. He's from Sicilia. My great grandfather. But
I would never expect that.
Joe, cause I'm black. Be for real, Joe. I'm not clip
Yeah.
farming.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah. Makes sense. But what's it called? The reason why I would love to have a conversation with Malcolm X is because we're really not taught about Malcolm X in school whatsoever because he's literally blackballed and like kind of blackmailed and put away, tucked to the side because he was more of a rebel than what MLK was. And they try to teach us about MLK, but MLK wasn't all that. He wasn't this guy that would really wanted like civil rights. You know, he really didn't care. I wouldn't say he wouldn't didn't care, but he didn't really care what African Americans actually wanted during that time. Malcolm X really cared about like progressing, you know, this and the third. You know, it was two different things, but on MLK's deathbed, he regretted a lot of things on his deathbed. MLK, and he wished that he followed Malcolm instead of trying to do everything the way he wanted to do. You know, so I feel like Malcolm X is a very intelligent human being. One, and I would love to pick his brain about a lot of things that's going on in today's society. What he would think about it as well for African American people. You know, Tupac was just more than a hip hop guy. He was an actor. He was a poet. He was an author. A lot of people forget Tupac was a lot more than just hip hop. You know, and
Mhm.
Tupac is very revolutionary for African Americans as well. And I feel like the CIA had it out for him because of how smart and how influential he was as a person for the community that I come from. You know, I would love to pick his brains. He's one hell of a smart individual as well. Michael Jackson. Who don't want to talk about Michael Jackson? The one question that I would ask him, this might be controversy. Did you do it? But I don't believe he did it though. Okay, I might
You
give
want
it
to
to him.
elaborate?
No, I
you
can't. I
want to
can't.
elaborate?
I can't. Okay, there's a lot of okay. Since we're on the podcast, who cares? Who cares? We're not big. We're not really known. Who cares? But the one thing a lot of people say about Michael Jackson is that he had a lot of time with children. That he was touching children during the time of what he was famous for, bringing them to the ranch. This, that, and the third. It's controversy because there's a lot of people saying that he did. There's a lot of people saying that he didn't. You know, uh, but what I wholeheartedly agree with, I don't think he did it to be honest. But I would sincerely ask that question. Whoa, 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 whoa! You think he did it? You think he did it? You think he did?
He absolutely did. He absolutely did.
But bro, I feel like honestly
Did
feel
you not
like
watch the documentary?
I did, but bro, honestly feel like he didn't because his whole life he didn't have a childhood whatsoever. But it seems weird to be around children all the time because he didn't have that childhood because he was taken away from him because his parents were Jehovah's Witnesses and his dad was a complete asshole who wanted to whoop the shit out of him like he was a slave, you know. But if he didn't sing, so I feel like his whole childhood was just taken away from him, and he just wanted to have fun. He never had the chance to be a child. But it is a kind of weird that he wanted to be a child, but I understand it because his whole child was taken away, you know. But yeah, those are the three people I would like to talk to.
Oh God, I can't. I don't even know how to like. Listen, I said Mickey Mantle's my first one just because giant. I'm a huge Yankee fan. He's arguably top 5 greatest players of all time.
Mookie
One of
Mantle.
the best switch hitting guys ever. Mickey Mantle, guy could do it all. Gold Glove, won a bunch of World Series. He's got his name. He's got his jersey retired. Numbers
Well,
retired.
it's number
Nobody
two,
could wear
right?
number 7.
Oh, number 7. Who's number
Number
7?
7. Number 7.
Derek Jeter.
Nah, you know. Yeah, you know who number 2 is.
I was cliff on him.
And I just, what was behind his success on how he was able to keep his dominance and just how great he was throughout all those years. In a time where baseball was America's pastime, and how
Wait,
different the game was
I
back
got a
then
question. Why is it America's pastime? Why is it considered America's pastime?
Why is it America's pastime?
Picking your brains right now.
I mean, you got to think baseball has always been there throughout all of US's craziest times if you really think about it.
Yeah, all the world wars and everything.
The recession, world wars, the Great Depression, baseball was kind of like the thing to go escape to, especially in New York, because you had 3 teams here. You had the Dodgers, you had the Giants, and you had the Yankees. So I think it was a way of escape, and that's why they keep saying it was America's pastime. So, who's the second guy I picked? Vince Lombardi. I think the reason why I'd want to sit down with him is because how much success he had too in football, where he came from. He's a New York guy, went to Fordham, and he was the offensive coordinator for the Giants. And I read a couple of his, he had a lot of quotes that stick with me. Like, there's one that I still use to this day. It says, "Winning isn't everything, but wanting something is."
Yeah.
And that's always stuck with me because you don't always need to win. But if you really want something, you could absolutely chase the dream for it. And also, just there's no coaches like him. He's got a trophy named after him. There's no coaches that were able to push guys that hard, have the success that the Packers had for a long time. And there's nothing else. He's just that guy. So, and who's my third guy?
You said Babe Ruth.
I don't think I said Babe Ruth. Oh, George Washington. Just I just am curious what it was like at the beginning of America, how everything was.
I don't.
Oh, it was.
Because I wouldn't be here.
No, probably not.
Probably, man. I'll be, yeah, man.
You'd probably be setting up the microphone. But
doing something.
I would just be very curious how life was back then compared to now. It was the clothes back then were fucking weird.
You wearing that shit?
People had no teeth. Fuck no, I'm not wearing that shit. But
you wearing the blonde wig? The white wig?
Fuck no. You think I want to ruin this hair?
Oh man.
Fuck that, dude.
Freaking Joe, you just bro, sorry to cut you off, but I forgot that the Mets colors and the stripes that they have is based on the Giants and the Dodgers when they left. And that's how the Mets emerged because of their colors and stuff.
I didn't know that.
Bro, I watched a YouTube video on that. They said the Mets was only created because the Dodgers and the Giants left, and the colors orange and blue is from the Dodgers and the Giants.
Gotcha.
And the stripes is from the Dodgers.
And they're called the Metropolitans. So it makes sense.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow. All right, fun fact right there, ladies and gentlemen. You have anything else to add to that question? I thought it was a pretty good question.
No, that was a good question.
Would be a good one.
That was a really good question.
Now, onto our music segment.
Ooh, music.
This one, I think this one we could both pretty agree on this, but what is the best genre of music and what is the worst genre of music?
I ain't gonna lie.
So the best.
The best genre.
Best genre of music. What do you think it is?
Hip hop. Well, for me personally. Well, I like hip hop and R&B. I love R&B, old classic R&B music. That's what I love. The singing, the love songs. You're trying to get your girl back, trying to make love to somebody. Marvin Gaye, The Temptations. You feel me? Earth, Fire, and Wind. Like I love that music, but the worst is K-pop. I hate K-pop. K-pop is a
Um,
unoriginal hip hop. They stolen. They stole it and try to make it
what
theirs.
about like is K? Who's like K-pop? Who's like a example we could use?
Korean. It's Korean. It's Korean pop music. So, bro, what they try to do is right. You know how the early 2000s, like who's a great example? Like Nelly, right? You know Nelly and how his music
Yeah.
was. A lot of people K-pop is literally a copy and paste of hip hop, and they literally try to steal the culture that African Americans started here in America. Bro, a lot of things that is stolen from African Americans isn't even like how what you call it, bro? Like giving them respect or giving them their flowers. A lot of people copy a lot of African American like styles and music, this and the third, and don't give us our flowers or anything that because we started it. But they literally copy and pasted hip hop for Korean culture, and that's where they got the idea from African Americans here in America, you know. And the reason why I hate Cape, I wouldn't say hate it, is because a lot of people take from African Americans and they don't give us our flowers for anything that we do, you know. Just like
Hmm.
style, the culture of styling, wearing your clothes, streetwear. Like a lot of people back then were calling it so trash, it's disgusting, it's ghetto. Now you have everyone wearing street clothing the way African Americans were wearing it back in the days, like the late 1990s, 2000s. Now everyone wants to copy that style and be like that. A lot of people don't give African Americans their flowers for anything. You know, that's why I don't like K-pop because it's literally a stolen version of what we created, what African Americans created, and they don't give them their flowers whatsoever. So yeah.
I just think K-pop fucking sucks to begin with. You take out. Sorry if I'm offending anyone. I think it's just fucking garbage. Um, damn, you're forgetting a big one for worst genre of music though.
But rock,
Country.
country. Oh, don't turn them lights, get down.
I listen. I know there's a lot of people out there that love country music for some fucking odd reason. I just find it stupid.
Country
I,
music. Oh, so I'm so
it's,
sorry. I gotta turn.
I'm just
Oh my god, it's hot.
I'm just not a big fan of the country music. As a genre of music, I'd say yeah.
But yeah, country music, bro.
Just me being biased. I mean I like alternative rock. I like
Yeah.
indie music.
Uh-huh.
I listen to hip hop. Hip hop's been in my Spotify list the last few days now.
Mm-hmm.
With this weather, just working out and stuff. But I'm just not a fan of K-pop, country. Uh, shit. I mean, current pop now sucks too.
Pop, yeah.
Like there's
No one's really making pop music like that anymore, bro.
no. Even like today's music, like I don't know how anybody could listen to like Sydney Sweeney or like not Sydney Sweeney. The fuck's her name? God,
Sabrina,
saying Espresso.
Sabrina Carpenter.
Sabrina Carpenter. Taylor Swift. I know there's a lot of Swifty fans out there, but like
The Swifties. We gotta get on
not
the good
doing it.
side. We gotta get on the good side, Joe.
Okay.
We gotta get on the Swifties' good side.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, other than Travis Kelsey, I got nothing else for you. Maybe. But so I'd say hip hop is up there, indie music's up there, alternative rock, classic rock. I put those in like best genres of music.
Yeah.
And then worst, I guess we could put country, K-pop, regular hip hop, not hip hop, but like pop music now.
Yeah. Pop music.
Uh,
Shit's trash.
what would you consider like DJ music? Like just like what genre is that? Because that's more like
That's like club.
yeah,
Like club music.
club music. I'd put in best. I put club music in the same genre, or like same like in best genres of music.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like club music, like house music. You fucking with house music?
I love house music, bro.
House music's the shit. Yeah, I think we hit it right on the head. Oh wait, like I'm like kind of shocked here. Like you didn't pick country as your worst.
Because country family members and they do listen to country, everything like that. But I don't really mind. I don't mind it.
Like Luke, I just I don't know. It's just
I don't mind
too
it,
much. Do. I'm like I can't do it, bro.
bro. Joe.
Like the South. Listen, I love the South, but like the Southern accent kills me. And when it comes to like music, I guess.
Listen to Morgan Wallen. He did a song with Little Dirk. It's called, and he did a song with Moneybagg Yo. It's called Whiskey Whiskey, by Moneybagg Yo and Morgan Wallen. It's more of a hip hop. And Broadway Girls by Morgan Wallen and Little Dirk. You'll like those songs.
That's another thing that's country singers and rap singers are like making songs together. I'd never thought that would be a
It's
thing.
really good.
In the last few years, that's been like a very common thing now.
Yeah, it's really
Even
good.
Post Malone
Yeah, Post Malone.
Malone used to be a rapper. Now he's a country singer.
Beyonce.
So that's
she was a pop star. Now she's a country singer. She made a whole country album and got a Grammy off of it. I don't know how she got a Grammy, but we don't question things because Illuminati will come after us. You know, Joe, the Illuminati will come after us, and yeah, I'm good. I'm good off that.
you tripping.
I'm good off the Illuminati.
You are tripping.
Woo, Illuminati! If you want to give me a contract, I'm ready. Joe, why you look to the camera?
Speaking of the Illuminati,
I was just joking, Joe. Maybe if they do me.
Speaking of Illuminati,
man, throw me 400 million up. Joe, you gonna see me?
Speaking. Fuck no.
Joe, you gonna see me on the cover of Vogue? No, yeah, he's.
You ain't catching me doing that shit. I'm not selling my soul for shit.
Joe, for $500 million, you wanna hit this post?
Fuck no.
For $400 million. Man, I would. I ain't gonna lie.
Believer in God.
I
believe in God.
Too. You know, so this the plan. Get into Illuminati and just spread the word of God. Then they gonna be like, all right, let me stop playing with Illuminati. I'm good, bro. I don't want to be blackballed.
Speaking of Illuminati. Yeah. Speaking of Illuminati, this leads actually into our theory.
Yeah, bro.
Is sports scripted?
Ooh. So Joe, before I dive into this and read you the analysis on this, bro, what is your opinion on this? What is your honest opinion on sports? And Joe, you've been to live NFL games before. Like, you've been to them your entire life, MLB games, this, that, and the third. And I know you've seen a lot of players throw away the game on purpose in real time. So, bro, what do you honestly think about it?
I do believe there is some stuff going on behind the scenes where, you know, maybe a player's slipping like a 20 to the ref or something like that.
Yeah.
Kind of like the referee in the NBA. Remember, he had the whole scandal. You remember that? It was in like the early 2000s, and then they caught him during like the Nuggets game or something like that. But anywho, I definitely believe the NFL is scripted. If you watch the Chiefs during the playoffs and during the season, there is some calls that go their way. You're like, if that happened to the Eagles, or I'm putting out teams there, Eagles, Commanders, Lions, Vikings, or whatever, they don't get those calls.
Not at all.
But since it's the Swifties and Patrick Mahomes, like, they're gonna get the calls. But I truly do believe that there is scripting going on. Now, I don't know though, because some of it is like spot on, but then they aren't spot on with some of the shit. So, I mean, like, baseball, I haven't really seen it. Do you count the Astros scandal? Because that was kind of just cheating. I wouldn't say that was scripted.
Yeah, they were just cheating to win. To be honest, it was nothing crazy.
Yeah, that wasn't scripted. Actually, yeah, it was scripted.
You think so?
It was scripted. You knew what pitches were coming.
But it was cheating. Yeah.
It's kind of
because they were stealing signs. That's
cheating. Yeah, they knew what pitches were coming. They knew when to bang the fucking trash can and all this other shit. Um,
These
yeah,
two
you know
guys.
what? Yeah, like I out of any sport though, I definitely see it in football the most. I think you could agree
Ooh,
with that one too.
because yo, Joe, I'm not gonna lie. Some of the plays, some of the things that's called NFL is bull. It's bullshit. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie.
yeah,
Sometimes I don't even see holding, and sometimes when you clearly see holding, the refs are not throwing the flag. They're not doing it.
yep, yeah.
You know, and like,
Questionable pass interference.
yes, yes, when the quarterback gets hit, oh, flag immediately. Like, I don't know. So let's see.
There's some calls that I could agree with.
Yeah, yeah, of
There's
course.
some calls I agree with the quarterback because dude, you can't touch a quarterback now. But if the quarterback gets slammed on, like if that guy puts all his weight on him, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a
throw the
flag. Yeah, yeah,
flag.
yeah, yeah.
That's different. That's different. But if
Ain't
they
no
just
dude 330 slamming me down, putting their whole big ass belly on me, bro.
yeah, like it's just. But if they just tap you, how is that a flag? Yeah, I definitely think it's scripted.
Yeah, literally even touch, little
Absolutely.
touch like this, like that. It's
All right,
like,
I'll let you get into it now.
all right, so let's get into it, guys. Hey, yo, have you ever watched a game, like really watched it and thought, yo, there's no way this is real? Like, how does the ref miss that call? How does the team blow a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl? How come the biggest stars always seem to end up in the biggest moments, bro? It's almost like there's a script or something. Today we're diving into the conspiracy that's been gaining steam for years. Is professional sports scripted? So part one, where the script theory comes from, Joe. Arian Foster clip reference. So if Joe, can you explain to people who's Arian Foster, who he is? Because I don't really know
Arian
who he is.
Foster was Arian Foster was a former Texans running back in the early 2000s, and then he kind of faded out of the picture because he just got old, and
Yeah.
you know, just and then he got traded to the Dolphins, I believe.
Oh yeah,
He
I
played
remember him
two
now.
more
Oh yeah,
years.
yeah.
And then he retired, I believe, right before the 2019 season. He was really good in the early 2000s with the Texans, and yeah, now he's just doing a podcast.
What was he on the team with Andre Johnson, the Texans?
Yes, and
Okay.
Matt Schwab was the quarterback. Elite ball knowledge right there.
So bro, that game
That's,
that Johnson fought Finnegan, was Foster part of that roster?
yes, that was in 2011. Yep.
That was
Yeah.
2011 when he fought Finnegan, bro. Bro, that shit was
Yeah.
crazy. Okay, so Aaron Foster clip reference. So it really hit social media heavy when Aaron Foster went on a podcast and said, "Yeah, they gave us our scripts before the season started." Now he's sarcastically, now said he said it sarcastically, but people ran with that clip like you can't just say something like that and expect us not to run wild with it. I feel like the NFL is blatantly throwing shit in our face, especially when they made the commercials about like sexy Dexy, adding you know the commercial I'm talking about with like Dexter Lawrence, everybody around the table, like the league stars, they're reading the script. Da, 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 da. I think they're blatantly throwing shit in our face, saying like, "Yeah, this is scripted," but it's like really not. We're just gonna throw it in your face and just leave it out there like that. The perfect storylines. Think about it. Ray Lewis retiring with a Super Bowl. Kobe dropped 60 in his last game. Brady versus Mahomes. LeBron bring a ring back to Cleveland. Cleveland, this is for you. After being down 3-1. That's Hollywood level storytelling, man. That
Mm.
is insane. So yeah. So Joe, what do you think about that?
Hmm. Uh, I hmm. I don't know. I why would they get a script before the season started? What is this? The WWE?
Yeah.
Like is sports entertainment business now?
Shit, bro. If you really look into like the NFL licensing, it says entertainment. So is the NBA entertainment. So it's just like, is this really like, bro? Just think about it, bro. The people that are gifted, super, like really like gifted, super athletically, bro. Do you think like the people injected them like with something when they were babies, be like 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", even like NFL stars being super athletic? Because a natural human being is not athletic at all like that. It's like they're giving God-given
Hmm.
abilities to do something freaking incredible, bro. And it's like it gotta be a storyline. It gotta be. They're like the chosen people that's gonna make it to the NBA, NFL, MLB. You know, it's like it's incredible how these athletes do what they do. You know, so were they handpicked as
I'd
children
say.
to be the stars who they were going to be?
I just think it goes with work ethic.
Okay.
Why these guys are superstars. So like Tom Brady, you know, he's a kid from California,
Yeah.
goes to Michigan, wasn't even the starter, 6th round pick, comes in for Drew Bledsoe, rest is history. I just think it's the 28-3 lead. I think that was just a pure choke. I don't know if that was
Yeah, because
scripted. I think the
the Falcons
Falcons just choked.
they could have stopped them every single time. They could have stopped the
Yeah,
Patriots every single time. They were killing them in the first half. Their defense. So it's like
yeah.
what made it so different that you guys came out and just played like ass? You guys were just
They
like
were playing.
they were playing like oh we already
They're playing
won
to
this.
lose.
Yeah, we already won it. So it's just like we're not gonna try anymore. So what kind of attitude
I
did they
think they
have?
were playing to lose with the lead. I think they were playing to lose, like playing like that prevent. But I'm trying to look at other these big storylines we have here. Ray Lewis retiring with a Super Bowl. Um, you think that's scripted? I just thought the Ravens were just a really good team that
Nah, they
year.
were
That was
really good.
2012.
Yeah, they were really good. Who ran it back? Who ran it back for them in that Super Bowl?
Jacoby Jones,
Yeah, he ran it back. That shit was.
RP.
But bro, just think about it, bro. The 49ers, they were playing actually pretty good in the first half. Then the lights went up. They lost all their momentum.
Yeah,
They lost all the momentum. Then Jacoby Jones
yeah.
runs it for 101 yards, touchdown, to give the Ravens the big lead. Not a big
Mm,
lead, but a lead. So it's just like, is this shit
mm.
really scripted? Like, what's going on? Was that scripted? I don't know. Like during the playoffs, I know they were
I don't
good.
know.
They were good. Ray Rice was good, even though he is a woman beater. We don't condone that, but he was really good. Uh, on the Ravens, Joe Flacco. Yeah, Joe Flacco was
Joe Flacco had one of the best postseason runs.
yeah, Joe
He's
Flacco
going
was
crazy.
crazy. Who's on that team? Was it Steven Smith senior on that team still or no? No, he was the veteran.
No. He came later. He came like 2015, 2016.
Oh, because he was on the Panthers, right?
Oh, God. Yeah, Torrey Smith was on that team. Anquan Bolden was on that team.
Yeah.
That was a good roster.
Yeah, they had a good team.
You had Ed Reed in the back end.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they had a
They
crazy
were just
defense. Oh
stacked.
my god. Yeah, I remember that shit.
You
Oh
had
god.
Terrell Suggs. Yeah, they were stacked. But
Ooh.
at, now when you bring up the lights going out, definitely think maybe it was scripted. Stop the momentum of the Niners to win.
Yeah.
So then the kickoff return. So yeah, maybe that one. I'd say that one has a little bit of a script to it. Kobe dropped 60 in his last game.
Mind you,
Nah.
Kobe was hurt. The last few he was hurt like mid third quarter. He was hurt mid third quarter, and they were just backing back like the players were just backing off of him before he could make the shots or whatever, and he was shooting a lot of shots as well. Kobe, and he was playing against the Jazz.
It just
They were ass.
But the other thing is too, like, come on, like I think everybody knows Kobe was a competitor.
Of course, Kobe,
No matter how
yeah.
you shouldn't get you shouldn't give him that much space to like be dropping 60. I think that was more of a him being like, I'm not going out sorry with like 20 points.
Yeah.
So I don't think that one was scripted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that one was scripted. Because it was the team he played his first year, his first game it was the Jazz, and then he finished against the Jazz.
Ooh.
So like maybe that's a little script right there.
Yeah, that's a little.
When he came in '96, yeah.
Hell yeah, I think.
He was really bad the first time he played them, and then when he came in, dropped 60.
Dropping Brady versus Mahomes.
Though,
I don't.
how is this?
I don't know how that. I don't know how scripted that is. Do you think that's just like Patrick Mahomes passing the torch to Mahomes?
Well, actually, he is 0-2 against Tom all time. Lost in the AFC Championship when he was in New England, and then lost in the Super Bowl against him again when he was on Tampa.
Yeah.
So.
So do you think it's kind of like passing a torch moment? Like I know I'm still the greatest, but I'm passing you the torch now.
Nah, it doesn't even seem like he wanted to pass him the torch because he beat his ass.
Yeah, he did. I ain't gonna lie. He hated Patrick Mahomes. Low key.
Yeah. I mean, he is probably the best. We could both agree, probably the best quarterback. Maybe not, actually. 'Cause there's a lot of good quarterbacks. We'll leave that for another
Yeah,
topic
no topic, yeah.
or later in the sports subject. LeBron bringing back a championship to Cleveland after being down 3-1.
Joe, just
I'm
think
trying to
about
remember
it.
what.
Just think about it. They're down 3-1. They're down
Mhm.
3-1. No other team in NBA history has ever done that. Come back from a 3-1 lead.
There's no injuries on the Warriors either. So, was there any like? Didn't Draymond Green get suspended for like Game 6 from the round prior because he kicked Steven Adams in the nuts?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So that was a big turning point. And then obviously the block on Iguodala with like a minute left in
Yeah.
Game 7.
And Kyrie hitting that last minute shot.
Uh, yeah. Hmm.
Joe, whoa.
Would you?
That was 9 years ago?
Yeah, that was a long
Nine.
time ago.
Joe, I remember Kyrie shooting that shot like it was yesterday.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
that was. I'm trying to think. I mean, I just think it was a choke. I think it was just a choke. I don't think it was scripted.
I just think Cleveland wanted more than the Warriors that year, to be honest. I think LeBron wanted it more.
And
Just wanted it more.
but then Golden State the next year got KD and then won 2 more. So I mean,
Yeah.
would you say that's scripted? I don't know. I just think it was that Cleveland wanted it more.
Yeah, Cleveland just wanted it more. Plus, they had Kyrie and Kevin Love, a prime Kevin Love and prime Kyrie. Well, I'm not saying Kyrie's not in his prime still, but like a young Kyrie that was really hungry, you know. So, yeah.
Think of the role players they had too, like
Iman,
J.R. Smith,
yeah,
Iman Shumpert.
Jr. Bro, they had a squad. They had a decent squad.
Yeah.
They had a decent squad. Who was their center?
Who else was on that squad?
Tristan Thompson, right?
Wasn't Thompson? They had Anderson Varejao coming off the bench.
Yeah, Varejao. But what happened
He
to?
wasn't getting that many
Bro,
minutes.
what happened to Mozgov? Timothy Mozgov.
Oh, Mozgov was on that team. Yeah.
That's elite ball knowledge. I remember. I love Timothy Mozgov. I love him. I liked him.
Oh, what's his name? Richard Jefferson was on that
Yeah.
team.
Uh-huh.
Channing Frye. They had a lot of good role
They
players.
did. They really did.
I don't know if Sean Marion was on that team still. Was he?
James Jones.
That's another guy. Yeah, he was. He went everywhere LeBron went though.
I don't blame him. I would have the same thing. Hey, LeBron, you going where? You going to Cleveland? You mean we going to Cleveland? We going to LA? We going? Okay, I got you. We going. You gotta make sure you gotta tell me though.
I don't blame him though. Free ring,
Free ring.
and you cashing out. You probably make it. You're probably making veteran minimum when it's like 2.5, 3.5 million back then.
On the bench. Yeah, Bron.
Yeah, just go.
Yeah, Bron.
Yeah, just going like this.
Bro, you know he has 3 rings, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Just following LeBron.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I do the same shit. I got 3 rings. I was on a. Yeah, Bron. You need some water? Want me wipe down the sweat? I got you. Right.
That's crazy. I don't know about all that, but I kind of need some icy hot.
Oh my god.
So that's just some examples, I guess, but they weren't. Most of them weren't scripted. I don't think.
Yeah,
Maybe 2 of them, maybe.
Yeah, maybe just 2. I don't think most of them were scripted. But part 2, the evidence
Nah.
fans bring up. Suspicious ref calls. The refs sometimes be wildin'. According to ChatGPT, they be wildin'. One missed call can swing a whole playoff series. Saints Rams 2019, that no call on pass interference.
Oh, yes.
Super Bowl and the NFL said, "Oops, that didn't happen." Bro, I remember really vividly watching that, bro. It was clearly a pass interference. Clearly a pass interference, bro. Wasn't it? What was his name? I forgot his name. I know he was my height. He was 5'8", 5'9", and he was playing cornerback. It was a cornerback.
Receiver?
No, he was a cornerback.
Oh, Nickel Roby Coleman.
Yeah, nigga Ruby Coben. He had a crazy pass interference. Crazy. He jumped before the ball left out the.
Because
he was like this on top of the receiver.
Not even that. He didn't even turn to the ball.
Yeah, he did.
So that was, bro. I was such a big Drew Brees fan. Like, I wanted him to play Brady in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, bro, no offense to Jared Goff, but like, I don't want to watch Jared Goff. But that was the team. I thought that was I thought that was the Saints' best shot,
Yeah.
but it seems like they always just came up short for some reason. That set back the Saints. After that, they never even came close.
Bro, they never came close. They
Like,
made the playoffs, but they always lost first round.
yeah, like that ruined them. That is definitely a big questionable one, I believe. I'm trying to think of another call in the NFL because, bro, the refs are so bad. Like,
Bro, wasn't it the call
um,
against Kansas City against the Bills? I forgot what call was it. It was a crazy call.
yes, yes. It wasn't really a crazy call because it was. So, are you talking about against the Bills 2 years ago when Kadarius Toney was offsides, but he wasn't offsides?
Yeah. Uh huh.
Fuck Kadarius Toney, but I mean, like, I didn't understand what the flag was,
Joe had to
but
sneak that in there.
I didn't say anything. Sorry. Fucking young shooter, whatever the fuck his name is. But
Young Joker.
um young Joker, yeah, whatever the fuck young shooter. That call where Travis Kelsey threw it behind him, right?
Yeah.
Is that the one we're talking about against the Bills? Yeah, that definitely because the Bills I think the Bills won that game, but that was a little controversial. But it was against the Chiefs, so it doesn't really I'm kinda happy it went against the Chiefs.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
There was another call, if you remember, in the AFC Championship game in 2018 against the Chiefs and Patriots. D Ford was not offsides,
No, he
and they
wasn't.
called an offsides. They called an offsides, but the Chiefs picked it off in overtime, and they could have went to the Super Bowl. And they called it back, and then Brady went down and scored.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah. Hell yeah. He crushed
Um,
young Patrick Mahomes'
what is
dreams.
about
What's a
missing calls?
I feel like the 2019
God,
Rams and Saints one was like one of the biggest calls in NFL history, bro.
that's probably the biggest controversial call ever.
Cause bro, wasn't that
I'd
wasn't that
say
his last year anyway? Drew Brees wasn't his like farewell like tour or some
I
shit.
think he played. I think he played one more year and then he was done.
Okay, cause didn't he break the passing
Dude,
like
he
record or
had
some shit?
yeah, he had like the most completions or some shit like
Yeah,
that. He just had nothing left in his shoulder. He was done.
yeah, he
Like
was
he was just
done.
shot. I'm trying to think. Was there other big calls in the NFL that like we're just missing?
No, I just feel like the tush push should be
Because
banned.
that that's the big one though, with the Saints versus Rams.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna look this up real quick. Controversial calls in NFL history or sports history. There's one in the NHL I can remember that is always brought up. It was in the Stanley Cup final in 1998 or 99. It was the Buffalo Sabres versus the Stars, and the Stars won the Stanley Cup, but he put his foot in the crease. You're not allowed to put your foot in the crease. And the guy Brett Hull, who's a Hall of Famer, scored the goal, and it was a clear foot in the crease. And they just completely said, nope, this is a good goal. But the Sabres never recovered from that. They haven't even sniffed the playoffs since. Or they have the longest playoff drought now.
Ever in
Yeah.
NHL?
As of right now, yeah.
Damn.
Ooh, yo, the tuck rule. The tuck rule.
What's the top?
That's a big one.
What's the top?
The Raiders and Patriots, where Tom Brady's arm went forward, it was clearly a fumble, and they said he tucked it in, but it was
Oh yeah,
clearly a
it was a
fumble.
fumble. Yeah, they always do that with NFL quarterbacks
And
now. Even still.
I definitely think. Oh, yo. I mean, I find this hilarious because it went against them, but the Dez catch against
Oh,
the
in Green Bay.
Packers.
Oh my God, yes,
Yeah,
bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I hate the Cowboys, but that was a touchdown. He caught that ball. He caught it. I think he personally caught it. I'm not gonna lie. I think Des Bryant actually caught it. I hate the Cowboys. Listen, Cowboys, Cowgirls, Giants in 5. Um, but listen, I think he actually caught that ball. He actually caught the ball. Then they said, oh, it wasn't a touchdown, right?
yeah, it wasn't a touchdown. Oh man, what about? I don't know if this is a controversial, but what about when Cam Newton didn't jump on the ball
Bro, he
in
was just
2015, the
scary.
Super Bowl?
Cam was scary. He was just scared. Bro, Joe, you going for a ball that Von Miller, Chubb is going to go get the ball? You really gonna risk your life for the ball? Well, it's a Super Bowl, so you better risk your life for the ball. You have to. It's the Super Bowl. I don't know why Cam did
Yeah,
that.
I don't know.
I don't know why Cam did that.
Ooh, I mean, and then the other one was that I found here was oh no, it's not loading. Remember the Fail Mary Packers versus Seahawks in 2012? It was the last play of the game. The Packers guy clearly picked it off, but Golden Tate still had it in his hands, but they called it a touchdown. So that's a pretty big one.
Oh, wait, Aaron
I
Rodgers aired
think.
it out?
I think. What's up?
When Aaron Rodgers aired it out?
No, 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 no. Russell Wilson threw it into the end zone. The Packers guy clearly picked it off, but apparently the Seahawks still had possession of it, which makes zero sense. I don't understand that. But
Bro, I just don't understand how like they need to like find like really good refs, bro, that aren't gonna get paid off, aren't gonna be like controversial, this that, and third. But bro,
mhm,
do you think the refs like do you think they're trying to do it on purpose at times?
absolutely, yeah. Oh yeah. Uh there's some calls that they start throwing the flag out, and it could be with like 2 minutes left that could change the
Yeah.
game over, and it's like a late flag. It's like a rough in the pass or illegal block in the back. It's like, bro, there wasn't even fucking. There was nobody even in sight. So, but I think the biggest one is definitely the championship
Yeah,
game
championship
recently.
game, yeah.
With so, I mean, what are the other ones they have in here that
All
we
right,
have
so
here?
the mark, so evidence, market bias. Why do big market teams like the Lakers, Cowboys, or Patriots always get primetime slots? Are these convenient calls? Is it because they bring even more money and views into like to their leagues?
Yeah,
It's
definitely
because
a money thing.
the money grab. Then it's like,
Look at those. Look at those.
yeah, go ahead, yeah.
Those are like the three biggest names in sports,
Yeah.
like Lakers,
Cowboys and
Cowboys, and
Patriots.
Patriots.
Then Joe, I remember,
Maybe not the Patriots.
bro, I remember one time you were talking about it. You're like, anytime like a New York team wins or like the big market team wins, it's good for like the league. You know, like any league to be honest, like the Knicks, the Giants. You know, like any like big
Chicago
league. Yeah,
Bears, the New York Giants. I'm trying to think of other teams. All like the original teams.
yeah,
So like the Packers, all these other teams. The Colts. They bring a lot of money if the Colts are good.
yeah,
'Cause the Colts have had a lot of history. Any New York team like the Giants, Jets. Uh Not so much Buffalo. Miami. Miami's a big market.
yeah. Huge
Not
market.
so much now, but New England, another team because how much success they had. It's always going to be the Cowboys, unfortunately.
Yeah, because they're
But
Cowboys. You know.
shockingly, I mean, Washington too. When Washington's good,
Mm-hmm.
all the NFC East teams you could say, because they're all teams that have started from 1950 or after.
The original teams, right?
Maybe not. Yeah, so like the Redskins. Oh, sorry, Commanders, Giants, and Eagles are all like original teams, so they're going to bring money in. Steelers is another one I would say.
But my question is, Joe, like, how do they bring the money in if they're winning?
How do they bring the money if they're winning?
Yeah.
Because people are going to watch regardless of what team it is. If it could be like Steelers versus Browns, they'll still bring in viewership.
Yeah.
You could even put the Niners in there. The Niners are a big market team.
Oh yeah, they are.
Niners, Niners, Raiders. That's another team.
Oh, the
The
LA
Raiders in
Raiders.
Vegas now. Yeah. You put the Rams in there too. The Rams have been a making machine the last few years now since they're back in LA.
Wait, Joe, I got a question.
I'd
So
say teams like that.
the Rams started in LA first, and they moved to St. Louis. Oh, you muted, buddy. You muted, bro. Joe, you muted. You muted.
Oh shit.
You muted.
Sorry. Um, yeah, they started in LA or in California, then moved to St. Louis in like the 70s or no, They didn't lose. No, like the '90s, late '90s,
Yeah.
and then they saw that just wasn't working, and then just moved back to LA.
Oh damn. Okay.
Same with the Cardinals.
The Cardinals, right?
The Cardinals started out in St. Louis.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
The St. Louis
And
Cardinals.
then they
Yeah.
moved to Phoenix.
So
Yeah.
isn't isn't Tennessee one of the original teams as well? The Titans?
No, no.
No.
They're from the Houston Oilers. They
Ooh.
were the
Okay.
Houston Oilers.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's to answer this question. I think it's just because of the money and viewership. People are always going to watch, and I'd say the three teams that we have listed here, they all have superstars.
Yeah.
So, like, like the Lakers, obviously you got Luca now, so that's gonna bring viewership
The
in.
Lakers got
Cowboys,
DeAndre Ayton now. They have DeAndre Ayton. We're talking about that when we get back to the NBA segment. Yeah, we talk about that. We talk
yeah,
about that. So
Cowboys, you got CeeDee Lamb and
yeah, CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens now.
yeah.
Who else?
Anywho,
Yeah. So for more evidence, it says are comebacks good to be true? The 28-3 Falcons collapse against the Patriots still doesn't sit right with me. It feels like a WWE plot twist, like someone whispered to the Falcons side, like, "Yo, it's time for Brady's redemption arc." So part three, Joe, the business side of things, the business ratings and revenue. More drama equals more money. At the end of the day, sports is entertainment. Sports is entertainment. The league's got to sell tickets, jerseys, and TV deals. The more drama, the higher the ratings. If the Knicks are back, if the Knicks are back, and Braun is still hooping in June, that's billions of dollars. Vegas involvement, like you just said, Vegas, right? Now add sports betting into the mix, billions on the line. You really think nobody's tempted to lean a call or adjust the flow just a little? It's a spread, plus 7.5, and the game ends 27-20. Hmm. So when we talk about Vegas involvement, we could talk about how Malik Beasley, how a lot of players are betting, trying to get more money out of them because they know like the stakes and everything that's coming towards like the game that they're playing. You know, like you said, like the original teams, like even the Knicks winning, that could even generate billions for the NBA, millions for the NBA. LeBron still hooping in June because people want to still see LeBron, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant play in June. You know, and it's crazy the whole business side of everything. Like I said before, Joe, it's entertainment. Like it says in their thing, it's
it's
small though,
entertainment.
it's entertainment. So yeah,
Yeah. Uh regard. I think we were. I remember we were talking about this off the air a few weeks ago. Nobody was going to watch the NBA Finals because if nobody wants to see the Pacers, they want to see the Knicks. You know how much money the NBA would have got if the Knicks were in the final, and if they won. Like they want the big market teams in there, like Boston. That's another team. That's a big
yeah,
Massachusetts. That whole state. That's a big market right there.
huge market right there.
Um, Now with Vegas involved now, the last few years with sports betting, that's changed everything.
Yeah,
Look how many athletes have gotten suspended for betting on games.
Malik Beasley
Like
is serving
I
2 years in jail, I think, now because he wanted to bet on games.
guy sold his soul for the devil right there. But now Vegas having all these teams now, potentially now getting a basketball team. That's a rumor I saw. Yeah, you don't think like, leagues are gonna be like, let's get Vegas in here, see what happens. Um mm, I think now wait, in the second part of this, lean towards a call. Are you talking about the refs? Like you
Yeah.
think the refs are trying to
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'd say so. Or yeah. So like mm, I, because I mean the Raiders suck, right? They're not getting the calls, but they're in Vegas,
Yeah, they're in
so
Vegas.
I don't know. But if it's like the Chiefs, yeah, they're gonna get the call.
Of course,
I think Vegas is pushing for the 7.5 on the spread. Yeah, I'd say it's a little suspicious for sure. And the Chiefs had a lot of one score games
Yeah,
this year.
it was very close. Like the drama, like the antics of it as well. Very
Yeah, so
close.
that's a little fishy to me. That's a little fishy to me. Uh yeah, I definitely do think the betting side of it has a big part of it in the business side. I don't have anything else to add on to that. I just think regardless, every league's going to make money because of the big names, big teams. Like you said, the Knicks or see LeBron. or see or was Tom Brady, like see Patrick Mahomes, all these big guys, or like Connor McDavid, Aaron Judge, Shohei. Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely think it's always money first, bro. It's never gonna be the sport first.
It's never.
Always gonna be business first.
Always
Oh.
business first. Like players say, like it's a business more than actually playing the game and having fun. It's a business at the end of the day. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and I think fans have a hard time grasping that.
Yeah, because fans want to live in
Like,
reality, like how we play like NFL. What's that thing? The league mode. How we want to become the GMs. This, that, and the third. Like it's our
yeah,
business.
yeah,
It's like fantasy football, fantasy basketball, but that's not how the league actually works. So yeah.
yeah. I think the problem I have is fans get so attached to players, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can be a fan of the player,
Yeah.
no problem with that. But then once they leave, it becomes more of a pure hatred. It's like
Uh-huh.
they're just an athlete.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not that deep. So I have no problem with players going after the money that they deserve.
So bro, let me
So
ask you this question: Kevin Durant leaving OKC after they just blew a 3-1 lead to Curry and them to go join the team that beat them
just beat them.
to go win a ring. I feel like a lot of people could hate Kevin Durant for that because one, you're leaving Russ behind. You literally left Russ. You guys were so close of beating, one game away of beating the Warriors in the
Mm-hmm.
uh in the playoffs to go to the final. Well, try to go to the semifinals first, then go to the finals.
Mm-mm.
Oh, it was the first round, right?
Mm-mm. No, that was the Western Conference Final.
That was the Western Conference Final. So, bro, they could have played
Yeah,
Cleveland in the finals, the Thunder.
we would have had a KD versus LeBron part two.
Oh my God. So basically, just disregard and just go leave Russ and just go ring chase. I understand the fans' hatred. Ray Allen leaving Boston to go play with Miami after Miami beat them last year the previous year to go to the finals and go win with LeBron. I see a lot. I see why a lot of people hate certain players, like with us. Saquon Barkley going to sign with enemy. Going to sign with the Eagles because we love Saquon. We want the best for Saquon, but I don't think it's the fans. I don't really think it's his fault. Actually, it is because he could have signed with Houston. He could have signed with the Texans, but he wanted to go to Philly. That's his fault. I ain't gonna lie, that's Saquon's fault. He could have went to the Texans. I was speculating he was gonna go to the Texans, but he didn't go. So, yeah, I see why. There's a lot of big names out there that
I think I'd say, well, I don't mind a player going somewhere else to go win.
yeah,
It's the way the players pick what team they were going to go to.
yeah,
Hey, bro, we just witnessed it last offseason. Soto went to the Mets.
yeah. So they went to the
I don't
Mets.
really even
Yeah,
consider it. I don't really consider the Mets a rivalry though. Like I think it's all shits and giggles when it's Mets versus Yankees because, bro, they be
27
playing the most random times. Well, no, I don't even look at that. I just like I don't know. They're just not as exciting as they used to be.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, you got that right.
but I see what you mean though. Like people get mad for like KD leaving to go to the Warriors, but he also took significant pay cut to join them. So that wasn't even a money thing.
Yeah, it was just going to
That
win.
was just a win.
Win. Even LeBron leaving the Cavs the first time to go to Miami.
Yeah, that was more of a business and just wanted to
Yeah.
win.
Uh huh.
'Cause he did get a big contract with the Heat there. But Ray Allen going there, he was kind of at the twilight end of his career though.
Yeah.
So like, and the Celtics didn't want to pay him. That's what a lot of people forget. Like, what do you expect them to do? Like, so I don't hate Ray Allen leaving
Yeah,
the
I don't
Celtics
either.
for the
Yeah.
Heat. I don't think that's a big deal.
Mm.
But like you said, I just think it's always going to be a business first, then sports second.
Yeah.
So
So Joe, since we're on the topic of
that would.
sports, let's get into it, Joe. Let's get it.
Oh wait, we forgot one more part.
Oh no. Those are
The
fine. Those are fine.
the rigged.
Yeah, that's fine.
You don't
Yeah.
want to get into that?
Oh no, wait. What
Okay.
part? Let me see. Oh, the real talk is it actually rigged? Here's the thing. I'm not saying they hand out literally scripts like it's a TV show, but the narrative shaping, the selective officiating, the media control, the depth, some deeper is not a full-on script, but it might just be guided storytelling. That might be true. It might just be guided
Hmm.
storytelling. You guys go out and play and we just make the whole media do the work. We make the media do the work. Because just think about it,
Hmm.
Josh Norman versus Odell Beckham. That was a huge money grab when they were playing. Even though the Giants literally came back that game. You went to that game live and saw it, but the media was literally
That was
dragging Odell and Josh Norman for years after that. You know,
yeah.
they were dragging that rivalry.
That was more of a media thing.
Yeah, media thing. I feel like the media really does everything. To be honest, the media kind of drags it.
I think media always makes big rivalries out of nothing. I feel like
Yeah,
real rivalries are like Giants versus Eagles, Giants versus Cowboys, or like Chiefs versus Broncos, Chiefs versus Raiders, all just pure hatred towards these teams.
yeah,
That's what like the media lacks, I feel. They don't ever talk about the team. They always go like by one player versus another player.
yeah.
It's like, bro, this ain't UFC. This ain't UFC or like boxing or WWE. Now, don't get me wrong, love all of them, but like, I don't know. It bothers me they don't bring up teams when it comes to rivalries.
Yeah, and
Like, there's so much history with teams going at each other. So, do I think it's rigged? Yes and no. The reason I say no is because I feel like experience kicks in for some teams in like playoffs.
yeah,
If we could strictly just talk about the Chiefs, like the Chiefs, I do think some of the calls they get are a little bullshit, but like the other team could have won the game, like the Bills, they could have won
mm-hmm.
last year against them, but they blew it, dropping the ball. So I don't know if I consider that rig. I just call that a choke.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think sports are rigged. I don't think so.
I just think they're kind of like rigged in a way of people making money. You know, it's like a money grab thing. Even like we're live betting now,
Yeah.
it's more rigged for like
Hmm.
live betting now. So yeah, I don't really think the game's actually rigged. I just think
Hmm.
the refs actually make really bad calls at time. And you know how hard it
Yeah.
is to be a ref though, bro. It's really hard. You gotta really pay attention to everything. You know, even though we're watching
Hmm.
based off the TV. They're literally there in real life on the field with these players, and these players are so gigantic and they can't really see everything. So it's just like they make really bad calls and they miss a lot of calls on the field, so they can't be
Yeah.
everywhere at once. So my question is to you, Joe: if there's only like 6 to 7 referees for NFL games, do you think it should be 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
The more the better, so you can get an honest call.
Even
To be
I
honest,
even noticed with the
but
NBA.
even
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, go ahead. Yeah,
what I was gonna say is like even with more refs, they still don't even get the call right.
yeah, that's true.
So what were you gonna say though with the NBA?
NBA. Sorry. I noticed there's only three refs in NBA. I think there should be like 4 or 5 to get it right. To be honest, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a lot.
Well, now you have all this replay assist now with all the sports.
True.
So like with technology becoming so big now, it becomes we don't really need more refs, I guess.
So do you think
So
technology could dictate what is a foul, what is a penalty, what is a lot of things could dictate it, and just have the refs like really just there to assist the ref more than anything if they miss something?
you saying like a robot?
Basically, like eye in the sky, like of like
Mm.
everything.
Nah, I think you should just still have human referees
Okay.
because they can miss like a blatant call and be like really delayed.
Yeah.
Because bro, imagine Derrick Henry running up the middle, just running over a robot because it couldn't move. Yeah, yeah, definitely need humanized refs for sure. But the more refs, the better, so they can actually get the call right. But they usually don't even know how to do that. So
Yeah. Hell yeah. All right, to move on, Joe, to the sports. We could skip everything else. That's fine. It's like prompts and stuff.
yeah,
Go ahead, Joe. For the sports.
all right. So obviously, past weekend, Fourth of July weekend. Hope everybody had a great Fourth of July. But Yankee fan, they didn't look good this past week against the Mets. At least they were able to
Horrible.
salvage the
They
last
look
one on Sunday.
terrible.
Now, this is a question I have: are the Mets good, or is it just the Yankees are in a free fall right now?
I feel like, ooh, I don't even know, cause the Yankees are just they're ass. They're literally trash, bro. But the Mets, they have been on they're getting up there. They're getting up. They're playing really good all season. Well, not I would say all season, but like now they're starting to pick it up a little bit more. You know, they have a really good record, but the Yankees are just trash in June and July. So yeah,
The thing that I was talking to people about at work, they were thinking like, oh, they're getting smoked by the Mets. I'm like, well, the Mets pitching has also been atrocious. It's not like the Yankees pitching was bad. Well, obviously, yeah, they gave up more runs, but like
yeah.
the Yankees had like 8 or 9 home runs in this series alone. Like, so the hitting wasn't the problem. It was definitely pitching on both sides.
Carlos
I don't.
Rodon
There was not one.
ass.
What?
Carlos Rodon ass. Oh my god.
That was one of his
That was his
rare
bad
outings where
game.
he
He
looked
really
actually
had a
really bad.
terrible game. He really literally he had a terrible game. That was bad.
Outside of Max Fried, bro, I'm very concerned about the Yankees right now. Outside of pitching, but I I don't know if you saw this. I thought this was one of the best plays of the season. He might have saved the season, but Cody Bellinger coming up with the double play.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hell yeah.
Juan Soto Juan Soto hits the ball into left, and that ball looks like it's going down for a base hit. Lindor is probably going to run home from first, and the baseball IQ of Cody Bellinger. This is why he won an MVP. This is why he was a World Series MVP. He got the ball so close that it almost hit the ground, but he scooped that up, and his IQ to throw back to first because Lindor didn't know how to run the bases and throw it back. I thought that was one of the best plays I've seen all season, and that might have saved the Yankee season right there. To be honest with me, like if it was Jason Dominguez, I love Jason Dominguez, who also played really well this series. He wasn't making that catch.
Hell no.
Like that was one of the best plays I saw Cody Bellinger make. And he has a lot of great plays this year, but this one was definitely the best one because this could be a season altering save, to be honest.
But I'm not gonna lie to you.
And
I feel like the Yankees are gonna pick it up in August. They're gonna pick it up late July, August. They always do.
now we yeah, they always do, but there's always a common theme every year. They suck in June and July for some reason.
Cause bro, do you think they're
Like
burnt out from like actually playing good for like first few months?
no,
No.
no. I just think it's more of I'm gonna keep bringing him up, but I just think it's Aaron Boone, bro. I feel like Aaron
Oh
Boone
my
is telling
god,
these
Aaron
guys
Boone
to
needs
take
to
the
get fired. Let's start a petition.
yeah. I don't know how he's had this job for this long, but when does something have to give? Like what is what do the Yankees have to do to like? And he also got an extension too, but like, what do the Yankees have to do to like be like, okay, this guy's just not it? I don't know how he's still here. Do you think maybe because he made the World Series last year, he's getting a pass?
Yeah, that's exactly why.
I don't understand it. And this guy single-handedly blew them the World Series, putting in Nestor Cortez
Who
game one.
puts
We talk
Nestor
about this
Cortez?
all the time. We talk about this all the time on the pod, and I don't think we'll ever stop talking about it because
Nestor Cortez,
that
bro.
was that was game. That was it. That was the game. That was the series ender. It was only game one. But listen, you were right. They always do play better in August, but it's still early in July, so they could listen. They could turn it around, but I gotta be honest. They got a tough schedule coming up.
Oh, they do.
The
Yeah.
Mariners are somewhat. Mariners are playing them tonight, and then they play the Cubs for the weekend, and the Cubs are pretty good. So I listen. I think they could beat them, but you're not going to beat them with pitching. You have to like out hit them.
Yeah.
So and also a guy who's probably trying to make a run for his money for the MVP, Cal Raleigh for the Mariners, is in town. So that might be a cool little series. I think they beat the Mariners though. The Mariners are okay. They're up and down, but they have great pitching, and that's something the Yankees don't have at the moment right now. Um, but definitely a big 2 game or 3 game series coming up before All Star break. But Yankees do have some All Stars going to Atlanta, as we
As we were saying,
know.
Max Fried, Aaron Judge,
Max.
Jazz Chisholm.
Oh, hello? Did I disconnect there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was just reading. What you put down for them, because you.
Oh, okay. Um, I was a little shocked with the Jazz Chisholm because he missed almost a
He
month.
did. He missed a whole month.
Um, he came back. He's been playing really well. I can't take that away from him, but I do think there's some other guys that deserve a chance
I feel
at the
like
All Star game, but it's a popularity vote.
I feel like Cody Bellinger was having a better year than Josh Chisholm.
Yeah, Cody Bellinger got snubbed for the guy Julio Rodriguez just because of his name. Like, and Julio Rodriguez is not even having a great year.
Yeah.
So I just think it's a popularity contest.
Then bro,
That's why I hate All Star voting
then bro, Juan Soto was snubbed as well. He has better numbers than a lot of people on the NL side.
National League.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Juan Soto was snubbed as well.
I think Lindor, and Alonso made it for the Mets, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So, but Soto is leading them in almost every category, which doesn't make sense. But
Yeah.
it's a popularity thing, and that's why I don't vote in this shit because it's just like like there's like locks that are gonna make it, like Aaron Judge or Paul Skeens or God, who else are locks? Shohei Otani. Like I don't know. It's Mookie Betts made it. Mookie Betts isn't even having the best year either, so that doesn't make sense.
Joe, did you say Mookie Betts made the All Star team? What?
Yeah, he's been horrible.
Mookie Betts? Bro, what?
Julio Rodriguez over Cody Bellinger makes 0 sense. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. But after All Star break, you got the trade deadline, and like we said just a few minutes ago, the Yankees need pitching and they need a bullpen because the bullpen has been awful. One guy I put here who was a former Yankee was a closer, Rollis Chapman from the Red Sox. I would personally like him to come back. Because right now Weaver is not looking good. I think they rushed him back into the lineup.
Yeah, they did.
Devin Williams has been okay. I'm trying to think of other guys they would want to look into, but this is a crazy one I put out there. I don't see it happening. No. What about Jacob DeGrom
Ooh,
as a starter?
I'll take Jacob DeGrom.
I would take him. If the Rangers are bad, wouldn't you want to sell high if you're the Rangers? He's playing his best year since he left the Mets.
Yeah, might as well.
So like, I think the Mets should not the Mets, the Yankees.
Take Volpe away from us, please. We do not need Volpe.
Oof.
Take him
Oh
away.
boy, Volpe.
Please put him
Speaking of
out
Volpe, speaking of Volpe, did you see what happened in the stands?
there.
I want to hear your thoughts on
His
this.
dad cursing out the
What do you think of that? What do you think of that? Like
I feel
my personal opinion. My personal opinion is saying like his dad was doing what every dad would do, which is sticking up for his kid.
Yeah, of course. But you have to
So
understand that his son is a professional athlete, and people are going to have opinions on your son no matter what. So it's just like it's not a little
Yeah.
league game. You're not in high school anymore. You're not in college. He's playing professional sports where he's making millions of freaking dollars to play baseball. He's a professional athlete. If it's not bothering your son, he's making his money. He's playing for the Yankees. He's doing what he needs to do for the team. I don't think it should bother you. I don't think it should bother you. It's people's opinions about your son. Like I always say, Joe, people's opinions do not really matter. It really doesn't matter because they're not the ones going up there swinging that bat, catching that ball, making plays out there. They're not actually. As fans, we actually think that we actually know the game until we go and play it for ourselves. It's a difference. When you actually play the game, actually be a spectator of the game, it's very different. So his dad, I understand his dad was being a dad, but I don't think his dad should have been like that, going that crazy over his son. Your son made it to the MLB. I would be like, shit, that's my son. He's in the MLB playing right now. You're watching my son play. You know, you're literally you paid to go see my son play and his team play. So it's just like I wouldn't have handled it like that. I just sat there quiet, or I would have been like, you're going too hard on my son a little bit. But respectfully, my son is playing right there. Where's your son? Where's your kids at? You know, where's your family members that made it? Did they make it to this level? No, they didn't. This is the highest level of baseball. So it's just like, hey, it is what it is. You know.
I think there's two sides to it. Obviously, his dad, I think, went about it wrong.
Yeah.
And he also, you saw he got banned. He's banned from Citi Field.
Oh, he is?
How is that? That's the problem I have. He's getting banned for screaming at a fan who was mocking his son. But what does the Met fan get? He gets nothing.
Yeah.
So that's a little. And listen, I'm a Yankee fan. We're both Yankee fans here. Not trying to bash the Mets or anything, but like, who for you to talk saying shit about his son? Meanwhile, his son is in the MLB, like you said,
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
and you're mocking a guy who's younger than you, and you don't expect the dad to have a reaction. Like, I don't know. Listen, Volpe's playing like shit. Don't get me wrong. Like, let's put that out there. Volpe has been fucking awful, but still, it, but his dad did what every dad would do, is sticking up for his kid.
Yeah.
So now, I wonder what the Met fans said though to like pop him off,
It was probably
because he was mocking him
it was
apparently.
probably so disrespectful, bro. You know, if the Met fans said something very
Yeah,
disrespectfully, bro, that was very personal to the dad about what, like, just saying something like out of pocket. I understand the dad's point of view, but if the Mets fan just said, "Yo, your son is he's playing like ass this year," like we've been saying on the podcast. You know, I don't think the dad should have taken take it to heart, because you are seeing your son play. You're seeing everyone say that your son's been ass. He's in speculation for a trade from the Yankees, regardless. They're thinking about putting him down back to the minors, bringing the kid, the young little Aaron Judge lookalike up. You know, so it's a lot of speculation around Volpe right now. And even the announcers, like the commentators for the Yes Network, they're like, "Yo, Volpe hasn't been playing his best baseball. This, that, and the third. He's not really good this year." You know, there's speculations going around. So when everyone's talking about your son and saying that, "Yo, he's not playing his best baseball," I don't think you should take it to heart. You know, you need to have a conversation with your son and
yeah.
tell him like, "Yo, you need to pick it up and be that dad for him and give him advice. Like, have you been doing all his life? Like, they're like, son, pick it up.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not going to pick it up, they're going to trade you. They're going to give you away. They're going to send you away. So you got to pick it up now."
I I don't know if he'll get traded, but I definitely do think Boone, especially, and the whole Yankees organization needs to take a very hard look. Nobody is getting held accountable.
No, no, never.
Before the Subway Series, the Mets, not the Mets, I keep saying the fucking Mets. The Yankees are like, they were they got swept by the Blue Jays, bro.
Yeah, no, they got
And
killed.
no disrespect to the Blue Jays, no disrespect to the Blue Jays, they earned their way back into the division. They have the lead now,
Yeah.
and I just, where is, listen, Aaron Judge is great, but where is the leadership? Like, what is going on in that locker room where you're in a tailspin? You're not saying anything. You're not having any player meetings. Like, you should be holding everybody accountable, especially yourself too. So, what is Aaron Boone doing? What are the players doing? Is what concerns me the most, and I feel like that's why they've been failing the last 7 years under this leadership group. Like, and I just, there's part of me that thinks they could still win, but another part of me is like, I just don't think they got it.
So, Joe,
Like,
let me ask you
there's
this question.
something.
Let me ask you this question. Do you think Aaron Judge is a good leader, bro? Honestly. Do you think he's a good leader? Because I don't think he's vocal enough. Just like what people were saying about Daniel Jones. He reminds me of Daniel Jones, but he's
Well,
proven himself to be a great player. But is he a good leader?
to be a leader, to be a leader, you don't always have to be vocal.
Yeah.
I do think he's a good leader, but when they get into these ruts, I feel like outside of Judge, because Judge is doing his part,
Yeah, he is.
obviously,
Everyone needs to
and
pick
I
it
don't
up.
think he's in it. I don't think he's in it for him. I don't think he's in it for him. I always think he's a team first guy. Because I mean, he took a pay cut to even stay with us.
Yeah.
So, um, I do think he's a good leader. I honestly think he's a good captain, but he does lack accountability. I feel he should be holding guys accountable,
Yeah,
like
that is true.
like Volpe, like DJ LeMayu, um, who's some other guys, Trent Grisham, Dominguez. I mean, Dominguez is turning around. I
Yeah, he's
think
turning
Dominguez
around.
has been
Yeah.
playing phenomenal.
Hell yeah, he's been playing really good.
Um, it's scariest part though with this Yankees team right now though is who is the next guy outside of Judge in that lineup.
The next guy, I got
It's
I can honestly
like there's no consistency.
because Ben Rice is inconsistent. Trent Grisham's very inconsistent. He's not very inconsistent, but he's inconsistent. Dominguez is inconsistent. The only person that was on the Yankees last year that was right after Aaron Judge was Juan Soto.
Yeah, that's
So
like I think Bellinger's that guy. Like, dude, he's this past month. I think he's been batting like 375.
Yeah.
So like, I think Bellinger's doing his job, but he's not generating runs. So that's the thing.
But the
But
other guy that's been really sneaky good, bro, that he's very quiet is Paul Goldschmidt. He's been playing really good.
I agree.
He's been playing really, really good.
He's been quiet. He's been quiet the last few series.
Yeah,
I agree though.
Paul Goldschmidt.
Goldschmidt.
Yeah.
Um, another guy that I'm concerned about, and I know it's still early because he just got back, but Giancarlo Stanton.
Oh yeah, of
Like,
course. Oh my God, bro, he's swinging at everything out there.
is it me?
He's playing like I play MLB The Show. Just swinging that shit.
Like,
he just.
he's not
Strike. All right. Okay. Let me stop. Okay, my fault. My bad. He's playing like me, like I play MLB The Show.
what I was what I was gonna say is he's not hitting for power anymore. It seems like he's just trying to go for singles or doubles now.
Yeah.
Now, listen, if he starts hitting like that, I have no problem with that. But when we need the big swing, we're gonna need the big swing from Big G. So when it comes playoff time, if they get there, which I think they will,
They will make the playoffs. I think they go on a deep run again. To be honest.
I think so too. But the teams that I fear the most is the Tigers. I've said this on the spot. I think the Tigers are nobody's fucking with them right now.
Tigers.
I'm not afraid about the Astros. I think they could beat the Astros now.
Man,
because the Astros.
Altuve, get your little ass out of here, Jose. Get out of here, Jose Altuve. Get out of here, little dude.
But they gotta. I mean, dude, they still need a third baseman because they just moved back Jazz today. He's going back to second base, his natural position. So that's a good thing.
Wasn't DJ LeMahieu third base?
Yeah, but a report just came out actually right before we got on the pod that
He's out.
it's very physically challenging on DJ LeMahieu, so now he's on the bench. So
His old
that
ass.
leaves
That's
the
why
door
he's
open for the.
He's old as shit. Shit, he was there when Jesus was born.
But that's crazy. That's crazy.
All right.
That's crazy.
I'm sorry.
That's crazy.
I'm so sorry, DJ LeMahieu. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. Okay.
That leaves the door. That leaves the door open for them to trade for Eugene Suarez from the Diamondbacks, who's having a fucking career year right now. He's got 28 home runs, 67 RBIs, and 265. They need a third baseman. It's not the best defensively, but dude, they need guys that can hit. Like, that doesn't matter. I don't know if I could live with that many errors, but still, just if they're winning games, I could give a shit what the fuck happens.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. But I mean, that's really all I got for the Yankees and baseball right now. But we'll move to the NBA. The Knicks finally have a head coach, Leon.
Mike
They hired their guy. Yeah, let's clap it up for Mike Brown.
Bro,
I like this hire.
My question is he the guy? Is he really the guy for the job? That's the question. Does Mike Brown set back the Knicks, or does he advance them over the hump to go to the finals? Which one? What's your opinion on that, Joe?
I think he gets them over the hump. I believe it.
Joe, I'm just saying this now. If he doesn't get the Knicks over the hump in this year or the next 2 years, he's out of here. Not wasting time.
Nah, I think because dude, he was the coach for the Kings, and he got a lot out of that Kings team with not a lot of talent.
The playoffs, right? Did he make like the playoffs he made the playoffs in like 20. The last time they made the playoffs like 26 years ago.
22, yeah, when the Kings made the playoffs. Yep, he pushed the Golden State Warriors to 7 games.
Damn.
The team with Steph.
Damn.
So he's known to be very hard on. He's known to.
Well, they had Sabonis too. They had Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox. They had a good
Yeah.
team.
But I mean, I'm not putting them in the Steph category.
Hell no, not Sabonis.
No, but
no.
he's known to get the best out of his players, though.
Yeah.
What the hell?
What? The reason why I don't like
You're
Sabonis
going
is because he didn't want to come to the Knicks. That's why.
I
So
don't
we
give a
had to,
shit about that,
so
but
we had to settle for you, Belay.
but I think this he's coming to a Knicks team that has a lot of talent though, and a very upgraded bench.
Established team now, very established. So he can't.
And he's a champion. He's got 4 chips. He's got 4 chips. He knows what it takes. He was an assistant under Popovich. He was an assistant under Kerr. So he's got a lot of knowledge to what the championship team needs. And I think he's the guy. I might just be the bias in me, but I think the Knicks could win the East. I don't see another team that could beat them.
No, I feel like the East is wide open. It's wide open. Wide open East. One, breaking news from yesterday, Tyrese Halliburton is not coming back next year whatsoever, so the Pacers, they're gone. Miles Turner is off the Pacers. 1, Damian Lillard is off the Milwaukee Bucks. 2, I'm at 5 right now. 5, Jason Tatum is not playing for most of the season next year, regardless if he comes back for the playoffs. So Boston is running a team with Anthony Simmons. You really believe Anthony Simmons? Fuck no. He can't guard Jalen Brunson. No. Miami Heat, they're scrubs, they're bums, they're trash, garbage and pursuit. Next. The Magic, they would never play to the level as the Knicks. So, yeah. Charlotte Hornets, they never make the playoffs, they're garbage. LaMelo Ball, you're garbage. Your team's trash. LaMelo Ball's not garbage, the team is disgusting. I honestly hate the Charlotte Hornets, bro. Bro, they make the NBA look so bad. I'm not gonna lie. Them and the Washington Wizards, they make the NBA look so bad, bro. I'm just going on a rant right now because they literally suck. You guys really suck. And when I went to the Hornets game, I was only happy because my nephew was happy to see you guys win. And Charlotte, because he's from Charlotte. He lives in Charlotte. But as a fellow New Yorker, if New York Knicks went there, I'm not cheering on y'all because that's my team. And Jalen Brunson, big body Brunson's going to shoot it through on y'all. Going to kill y'all. You know what? And we got the big Dominican cat. Big Dominican cat. Big Dominican cat. What? And y'all say we was going to trade Cat. For y'all saying that, oh, let's trade Karl Anthony Towns for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Shut the fuck up, please. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. We do not need the Greek freak. The dude cannot shoot threes. Let's be for real. The dude cannot shoot threes. We need shooters on that team that can space the floor out. And we still got Big Body Mitch. You think Big Body Mitch is going somewhere either? No! That's our workhorse rebounder. Y'all thought Josh Hart was going somewhere too? He's not going anywhere. Josh Hart is the heart and soul of the Knicks. So, Knicks are 2026 NBA champs, Joe. Calling it now. You know, OKC, you guys got lucky. You got the free throw merchant. SGA. How do you guys feel about that? That free throw merchant. Who won an MVP off of free throws. Just like James Harden in 2018. The Knicks, the 2006 championship. Just give us a ring right now. Just give us the ring. I'm over it. I'm done. There you go, Joe.
What I was gonna say is because you mentioned the Magic. I don't think the Magic are gonna be. I don't think they're gonna be a threat to the Knicks, but I think they're gonna be an upcoming team with Banchero.
Yeah.
I like them. They got Desmond Bain. They got a squad.
Yeah, they got a young squad.
They got a squad over there.
Yeah, they're better than the Hornets.
But with the Knicks, though, everybody's better than the Hornets. I think the local AAU team's better than the Hornets.
Hornets so ass.
Okay, that's foul. You know, I'm sorry, Charlotte, but like,
if you are listening to this, Michael Jordan, sell the team. Let somebody else take over that franchise, please, pretty please. I'm tired of Charlotte being disrespected. I'm tired of my second city, my second home being disrespected. Stop it. Get some help. Like you said,
get some help.
Get some help.
I love that.
Like, come on, bro. Like,
okay.
Damn.
Okay.
Because North Carolina,
you got everything out.
Bro, North Carolina is a basketball state, and the Hornets is their only team. If they're a basketball state, they make good basketball players in North Carolina. Like, to be represented from a shitty team that doesn't go to the playoffs is heartbreaking. Michael Jordan, sell the team. You have enough money. You make billions of dollars every day off your Jordans. Please sell the team. You don't need any more money. Please. Damn.
I think North Carolina is definitely a basketball state, but I think they're more of a college hoops town.
Yeah.
With Duke and North Carolina.
UNC Chapel Hill.
Hell, you can even put NC State in there. NC State was actually pretty decent last year.
Hell yeah, the Wolfpack, right?
Yeah, they were pretty nasty.
Yeah.
But back to the Knicks. You got everything out?
Yeah.
Leon, you feel better?
Big body Knicks, big
nice
body
little...
Brunson, big Dominican. Now we got the real Frenchman, not Wimby, not Wimbanana. We got Jubilee. Not playing. Wimby's the ultimate French basketball player. Better than Tony Parker.
Oh, whoa,
Clip farm, that clip farm.
whoa.
Victor Wembanyama will be he will be a better Spur than Tony Parker. Mark my
Okay.
words.
No. Okay.
Victor Wembanyama.
I'll keep that.
Victor Wembanyama will be the best Spur of all time. Better than Tim Duncan. No, I'm capping. He would never be better than Tim Duncan.
Get the fuck out of here with this shit.
No, I'm playing.
Oh my god. Don't do big fundamentals like that. I love Tim Duncan.
Yeah, I love Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan was a beast.
He just showed up to work and just got the job done.
The Knicks.
Yeah, the Knicks.
Dead ass stuff.
Okay,
but anywho, back to the Knicks. As of today, or yesterday, because it was opening eligibility, Mikal Bridges, Mitchell Robinson, Karl Anthony Towns are all eligible for contract extensions. Who are you giving the contract extensions to, and who do you think will get shipped out?
Mitchell Robinson and Karl Anthony Towns getting extensions. Mikal Bridges, get the fuck out of here and bring back Dante DiVincenzo.
Ooh. Oh. Well, actually,
I didn't mean to sound so harsh to Mikal.
I'd like to.
Yeah.
I personally like Mikal. I think he was worth the picks.
Yeah, he was.
Because look what the Nets did. Look what the Nets did, bro, with those draft picks. They drafted some nobodies. Like, who are they drafting, bro?
I don't know who the Nets are drafting.
If there's any Net fans, I'm sorry.
Bro,
I'm sorry, but
I don't think Net fans are real, bro. There's no such thing as a Net fan, bro.
No, I don't think so.
There's no such thing as a Net fan,
bro. I personally would extend all three of them. It just depends what the number is, though. Like, Towns is already getting paid almost 57, 60 million a season. So, like,
50 million.
What the fuck does he need a contract extension for? Yeah, he's one of the highest paid players in the league right now.
Bro, he can't give me $1 million a year at his contract. He can't pay me.
I think
that's selfish.
Mitchell Robinson. I don't think Mitchell Robinson will get a big contract extension because he's really known.
He's just there for rebounds and playing defense. To be honest, not really scoring the ball.
Would be a reasonable contract, like 3 years, 25, 30 million.
Nah, that's too much. That's too much, Joe. 30 million is too much.
No, just total. So it make 10 mil a season.
I think making 10 mil a season is way too much. I'll say him making 8 mil a season is just right. 3 years, 24 million.
Okay, all right, I can deal with that. Bridges, I don't know. Bro, I mean, Dorian Finley-Smith got the bag. If I think he'll get more than Dorian Finley-Smith.
Dorian Finley-Smith with
Bridges?
He went to the Dallas, right?
No, he went to the Rockets.
Hold on, my question is, how the fuck is the Rockets paying all these players? That's my question. How are they playing all these players?
They got cap. They got the cap space.
God damn.
So, I think Mikal's better than Dorian Finley-Smith.
Hell yeah.
It just depends. I don't know what they're gonna give him though. That's the.
Mikal?
I don't know where they're gonna get the money from. Yeah.
Mikal's gonna ask for. I can see this right now. He's gonna ask for a 3 to 4 year contract worth over 170 mil.
I'd say 170, 180 range. I'd say.
Yeah, but in his contract.
But that's like a standard extension now.
I think for every Knick player in the contract, they need to pay Joe Kavanaugh Jr. and Leon Van Hand III $1 million each. Every player, you know. That's a minimum.
I'd be fine with that.
Hands, you know. So we make
12
million a year off the Knicks.
So your prediction is get rid of Mikal, right?
Yes. Oh, fuck. But
and you keep.
But OG's a liability too now. Like OG was. I feel like Mikal was better than OG last year.
Mikal also had some pretty big moments in the playoffs. Like OG had like 3 good.
I think OG.
Like 3 good games.
The one that gotta go. I think they gotta trade him. I think they gotta get him out of here. If push comes to shove, get OG out of here.
I like OG Anunoby too, but like, God, he's the glue guy though. Him and Hart are like the glue guys.
You think he
I
don't
think,
really
yeah,
give me,
absolutely.
OG don't give me. He don't give me enough emotion, bro. He don't give me too much emotion, low key.
Anunoby.
Yeah. He thinks
I kind of like how Anunoby plays.
he thinks he's nonchalant, bro. He's one of those nonchalant NBA players.
I like. Listen, I like the team they have now. I don't want them to break up the team.
No, don't bring up the team. Just
Um,
bring a crash out. We need a crash out on the team.
like a Pat Bev,
Yeah, we need a Pat Bev. Someone
some
that
type of guy like Pat
yeah,
Bev.
or like a Draymond. We need a Draymond Green on the team to just punch motherfuckers in their face. Or Isaiah Stewart.
Yeah, bro. They do need. They need like an asshole on their team.
They do.
To be honest.
They
So
they need a guy that can
I think.
dirty.
Yeah. I mean, they got Jordan Clarkson. I think he's the grittiest guy on the team right now.
Jordan Clarkson, he didn't want to fight. He was scared to fight in Cleveland. Actually, no.
I like.
He grew up. Yeah, Clarkson. He's the nitty gritty guy on the team. I think Josh Hart's starting into that too.
I like him. Me too.
Yeah.
I like him a lot. But you have any final thoughts before we move to the NFL, which starts this month?
Oh, NFL, Joe. I got a question. Are we going to training camps?
Yes, we are going to go to a training camp. Breaking news.
Okay, we're going to. Bro,
I'll work.
My goal is to get Malik Neighbors to sign their jersey. That is my goal. Get Malik Booty Shine Neighbors to sign my jersey. Okay, that was a little bit too much. Okay, I got too hyped. My fault. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, so you want an autograph, is what you're saying?
Yes, from Malik Neighbors. Nobody else.
I got, since, I mean, the NFL season's starting very soon. Not soon, but Hall of Fame games at the end of the month.
Ooh,
Training camp starts.
Wait, Joe, who's playing in the Hall of Fame game?
I'll check right now for you. But in the meantime, I got a question.
Yes.
Because I know you're a big fantasy football guy. Who are you taking with your first pick in the fantasy football, depending on where you are?
Fantasy pick? Give me Puka Nakua. I'm playing. Give me Saquon Barkley again. Give me Saquon Barkley. Give me Saquon. I think Saquon. I think he's gonna break the rushing record this year. I think he breaks the rushing record this year. But
2105.
Yeah, but fantasy wise, give me Saquon Barkley my first pick again. He was my first pick last year.
I took Lamar Jackson first pick.
He's gonna have a break.
I wanted to take Josh Allen, but he got picked. Josh Allen, I think I wanted to take, but I took Lamar. I took Brian Thomas in my second round. I think Brian Thomas is going to be a stud.
Yeah, I think so too. I really think so too.
Speaking of, bro, we gotta get a fantasy league together. We gotta get some boys and do this shit.
Yeah, let's do a fantasy league.
Not thinking about it.
Yeah, we do a fantasy league.
Comment in the comment section on this live who wants to be in the fantasy football, and we're gonna make a fantasy football. We'll figure it all out. We'll get a group chat going. But I just have some like cool questions.
So Joe, for the fantasy football, money's on the line. We get a custom belt. This should be a thing every single year.
I'm so down for that.
For the winner.
And there's this other thing I wanted to really do.
The loser gotta do something in the league. They gotta do something as a punishment.
Yeah. Obviously. But there's this thing I wanted to do because I did it at my old job for a fantasy draft. So get like a fantasy board, right? Of the newest season, and we do an actual like draft. So like you're on the clock, but like we pick from like the sticker, like the board, and then we put it on the board. Yeah, like a snake draft. You know, the ones that go like this. So if we want to plan something, oh my God. Okay, this is okay. We'll talk about this off camera, but this is like we just came up with this shit on the fly, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, for this segment though, bro, I just thought of like some cool stuff to think about, because we're both big fans of the NFL. We both like the Giants, unfortunately. But I just have some questions that we could both answer. Who will have a better year? Marvin Harrison Jr., Brian Thomas, Malik Neighbors, or Ladd McConkey. These are all the top receivers from the rookie class last year. Who do you think will take the next step? Even though they were all great, but who do you think is going to be like the known guy of that class? Drew Lock, Tim Boyle, Tommy DeVito. 1,300 yards. I'll go 9 touchdowns with 115 receptions. I think that's pretty accurate. I like Neighbors too. I think Thomas though, because they just brought in Travis Hunter, and I feel like they're gonna try to feed the ball to Travis Hunter. Brian Thomas always seems to be open. Uh, I like him to be that guy. Marvin Harrison though, I don't think he's better than Lad McConkey. To be honest with you, like I feel like I don't think Marvin Harrison Jr. is a bust, but he didn't show me much last year. Yeah. Uh, that's the other thing. People kept bringing up, well, Marvin Harrison has better talent than Malik Neighbors, but like Marvin Harrison had Kyle, like you said, he had Kyler Murray. Like Malik Neighbors had Daniel Jones. That's all you need to know, and put up like historical numbers. Yeah. So I I agree with you. I think Malik Neighbors is probably going to be the standout, but I think it's just between him and Brian Thomas. I don't think about the other two that much though. Yeah, dead ass. They produce the best receivers, I think. Them in Alabama. Actually, no, not Alabama. Ohio State. Ohio State. Now, yeah, I'd say now second year breakout candidates. This one I'll just say for the Giants because I mean, bro, there could be a lot of guys who break out next year. Yeah, who would you pick? Malik, Newbin, Phillips, Tyrone Tracy, Newbin, Drew Phillips, Masso. He might thrive. I like Tyrone Tracy a lot. I don't know about improved. I think they just got a lot of depth now. I, yeah, I think that line goes if Andrew Thomas is healthy. That's that's the biggest thing because when before he got hurt, they were like a top 5 unit or top 10 unit in pass pro. So and also, I mean, the run game wasn't the best last year, but Tyrone Tracy somehow got 835 yards behind that offensive line. So I think, yeah, I would say my pick would probably be Tracy, just because of what we saw last year. But like you said, though, Tyler Nubin, I think, could be one of the best safeties in the league. And for some reason, the Giants, yeah, and I feel for some reason the Giants always pump out good safeties the last few years. I feel Landon Collins, who had a little bit of a breakout a few years ago, Xavier McKinney, the guy they got to replace him, and then now you get Tyler Nubin. I just feel like he'll be good, and then they'll just let him walk in free agency. I believe it. It's just how because they're not good against the run. That's been like a known. They can get to the quarterback, but teams started to figure out that okay, they can't stop the run. If we double Dexter Lawrence, just run to the other side. So it has to be proven. That's the thing. That's the thing. They just got to put it all together. Carter, Darius Alexander. Yeah. I I got faith in Okereke and McFadden though to hold it down. They can they can get to the quarterback. It's just stopping the run is the biggest weakness in that defense. And also as also pass the pass is just bad. I mean, come on, dude. Like you should have saw it coming when they switched to man when Deontay Banks is not a man coverage guy. He's a zone guy. So Debo. Yeah. Yeah, that's bad. It's I think it's just it all depends on the offense because the defense can only do so much. So it's more I just want to see improvement. I don't want to I don't I'm not asking for a playoff team. I just want improvement. So honestly, I mean, yeah, something's just you can go into the next year being like, okay, they have a young QB in Dart. Yeah. Mhm. And then as I was saying before, like I just thought of just like a bunch of questions and stuff. Like, what are some early predictions you have? This one I have is team that I believe will bounce back, will have a bounce back year after missing the playoffs. I picked the San Francisco 49ers. They were just injury riddled a whole year. Like McCaffrey was injured, Ayuk was injured, Debo sucked. Get the fuck out. But George Kittle got hurt, Trent Williams was hurt, and their defense, Bosa got hurt. Dude, they had a lot of guys missing. So I think they'll be better next year. Um, but I mean, who would you pick? You're thinking of Chardavius Ward. He signed with the Colts. He's in. Fungo went to the Broncos. Greenlaw went to the Broncos. But John Lynch could find talent though, so that's not like a problem. So that's a good pick. I like that. Nico Collins. Yeah, they made a sneaky signing in Nick Chubb. That might be a low risk, high reward type thing. So I like that. I like that pick. Now, here's another question I have for you. What's a team that didn't make the playoffs and haven't made the playoffs in a long time? Which team do you think will, could shock a lot of people going into next season? Okay. I feel like I know who you're going to pick, but I'm going to see who it is though. I mean, not a long time, but like they've been kind of like like very inconsistent. I kind of have a sleeper. What about a team in? I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Yeah, I think the Bear. Yeah, I think Chicago has the biggest upside right now. It's all up to Caleb Williams though. Like, is Caleb Williams the guy? So I would say them. I it's another team we're not talking about? The Atlanta Falcons. I think if he plays a full season, I think they can be sneaky. Not like 10 wins, maybe like 9-8, maybe get a little wild card, but I think they can make it. I like the Bears. That division's tough though, man. They got the Lions, Packers, and Vikings. That's a tough division. NFC North. Like, I feel like we know the teams are gonna be. What happened?
Why is it doing
What
that?
happened? You were muted? Oh, that's not good. Little malfunction here, people. Um, I was just like the Bears, the Falcons, they're both in. I mean, I think the Bucks are gonna win that division, the NFC South. I don't think the Saints are gonna do much. Maybe I don't think Carolina's gonna be good, but they might be better than they. Bryce Young looked like he figured it out a little bit, but they have a lot of question marks with the defense and such. Um, I think it's going to be hard for the Giants, man. Like, there's people I've been watching on like ESPN and like First Take, and then Fox Sports. They're like, I think the Giants can make some noise, but then they slowly forget that they have like a gauntlet of a schedule. Like, they play some of the toughest teams in the league this year. So I'm like, it's going to be a rough year for the Giants, I think. But I think the Bears are definitely a team to watch out for because they took Colston Loveland
Hello?
kind of high
Yeah,
out of
bro, was I
Michigan.
muted the whole time?
Oh,
What the hell? I think my
I
microphone
could hear you.
my microphone was muted the whole time. Oh wow, no, it wasn't
Oh,
muted the
that's
whole time.
fucked.
It wasn't muted the whole time. Nah, not the whole time, but there we
The
go.
Giants are trash. Yeah, the Giants are bad.
Well, who said that?
But who's Bill Nutsack?
I don't know. Oh, whoa,
That's funny as
that might
shit.
be Billy. Hold on, is that William? Is it William? I think it might be Willie. It might be my boy Willie. My boy Willie. Oh, my mic is super low. Oh, there we go. There we go. I'm back. There we go.
But so you think the Bears are probably the sleeper?
Yeah, I really think
I'd
so.
say. Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
say the Bears. Uh, Falcons. Those are the two guys. Those are the two teams I could think of. I don't know about the Raiders. Like you said, the Raiders before, but they're not really offering me much. Hey, I'm
Hey,
unanimous.
hey, I'm anonymous. Who is this? Who is this person? What's up? But yeah,
Ah, and then this is the last one I have. Beast of the East. Is the NFC East the best division in football?
yes, and if the
I think so.
yes, bro, come on, it's a lot of competition. Starting with the Eagles. The Eagles, really good team. Can you turn LV up? He's like 20% of the volumes. Oh my god. You guys, am I still low? Am I good? Okay, I must be good then.
I'd
But
say
the NFL, yeah, the East, our division, is the hardest division in football right now. I'll say the most competitive right now. The Giants got a whole bunch better. The Commanders went deep in the playoffs. Man, the Eagles deep in the playoffs went to the Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl. And the Cowboys adding George Pickens. You know, and it's very
the Cowboys are always going to be like decent, but
Yeah.
the Giants still have a lot to prove, I'd say.
Yeah, Giants are really.
The Eagles, we know what the Eagles, they're like the standard in that division right now. Um, Commanders, I could see taking a little bit of step back, but I think they're still 11, 10 win team.
Uh
Um, but I, I mean, you could argue the NFC North. The last time I checked, like all those teams got bounced either the first or second round.
Yeah.
Packers got
that's true.
bounced. Lions got crushed by the Commanders, and then the Vikings got screwed by the Rams. So like, I don't know. Would you say the AFC West too? You got the Chiefs,
Yeah, the Chiefs,
Broncos,
the
Chargers.
Chiefs, Raiders, Broncos, Chargers. Yeah, that's one of the hardest divisions in football as well.
I'd say they're very relatable to the NFC East.
Yeah.
Those are the two toughest divisions I think in football. Maybe actually the AFC North too. You got the Ravens, Steelers, Browns, Bengals.
Oh, that's the hood of the NFL.
All good teams.
That's the hood of the NFL. That's the hood. That's the trenches.
You think so? Yeah, that's like the
trenches.
blue collar division right
that's
there.
the blue collar division. That's the trenches right there. Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cleveland.
Yeah. Like even when the worst team is bad in that division, like Cleveland, they always give their division opponents problems.
Yeah.
So.
Hell yeah, most definitely they do.
I think the worst division in football, definitely the AFC South.
AFC
That's
South?
with the Texans.
Ooh, yeah.
Texans, Colts, Jags, and
that's the worst division in football. It's not competitive whatsoever.
Yeah.
Even the NFC South as well is really not as competitive. Atlanta, the Saints, the Bucks, and the Panthers.
It's Joe, by the way, but it's
Joe, Jack.
But
speaking facts.
But I don't know. I think I'm just biased. Because I grew up watching the NFC East, so like, I've seen a lot of great games between each team. So there's so much history too, if you really think about it. Like, dude, you have the Miracle at the Meadowlands twice.
Bro, I just feel
you
like,
have
I just feel
the
like
Giant.
Sorry to cut you off. I just feel like the NFC East is the standard for the NFL. To be honest.
I'd say so. I mean, look at every team's won in that division.
Yeah.
Like, listen, we could shit on the Cowboys and the Commanders all we want, but like, bro, they have more Super Bowls than like most teams in the NFL.
Yeah. That's
so like,
facts right there.
I don't know.
That's really facts.
Like, the Commanders haven't won since what, like 91?
Yeah.
So they would have the most wins in like the AFC South. Or like the NFC South. But when you think of games though, bro, like the Giants beating the Cowboys in 07, get to the NFC Championship, beating the Cowboys to get into the playoffs in 2011, winning the division. These are all memorable games. And you got the Miracle at the Meadowlands. Unfortunately, we were on the shit end of the stick.
Yeah.
You saw that Giants and Redskins. Yeah, I did see that in person, unfortunately. But I mean, you could even put the toilet bowl. Remember the Chase Young?
Yeah.
Giants versus Commanders.
Uh-huh.
Daniel Jones threw like 5 touchdowns. Like, I can think of so many games right now, bro. Like, I don't know.
What's our hot takes?
What is it
on the NFL?
For what though? What hot takes?
What kind of hot
like
takes?
What are the hot takes? Oh, I love this. We actually have people commenting now.
Yeah.
I love this.
People being actively involved.
Yeah. If he gives us what type of hot takes, I guess for the NFL, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. NFL hot takes. Who wins MVP, Joe? Early predictions for MVP.
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow wins MVP, yeah, because he was literally one of the best quarterbacks last year. Not gonna lie. Or NBA, the Knicks. The Knicks are the champions next year. That's my hot take. The Knicks win it all
Knicks or the NBA. Another one I have for the NFL. How about this? I think Justin Jefferson wins MVP.
JJ.
I think Justin Jefferson gets All-Pro, wins the Triple Crown, most receptions, touchdowns, and receiving yards, and wins MVP.
Okay. I'd say Joe
now
Burrow.
for the NBA.
NBA MVP.
For the NBA.
Bro's definitely a Knicks fan. Of course I am. we
Hot
we're both Nick
takes?
fans.
Yeah. What are my hot takes?
Hot takes? Shit.
The NBA?
NBA.
Hell, I mean, bro,
Jalen Brunson wins MVP. Or Cat.
I say, yeah, I'll put some ridiculous fucking take out there. Like, Carl Anthony Towns wins MVP. Or, is it really a hot take if I say KD wins the MVP?
Nah.
You know what? Actually, fuck that, bro. Devin Booker has an MVP season. Wins the MVP.
I think Jordan.
I think Jordan is the third best player.
Who's in front of him? LeBron and Kobe?
So wait. Yeah, wait. I'm trying to figure out. Is it LeBron? LeBron's obviously one. Then who is number two?
I think he's going to say Kobe. I think he's
I don't know about. I like the Mamba, but I don't know if he's number two.
Nah, I don't think he's number two in my book, to be honest. I'll put Shaq over Kobe, to be honest.
Top three all time?
Top three all time?
Jeez, I don't know.
LeBron, MJ's up there. They're both obviously up there. You could put,
I think MJ and LeBron is 1A and 1B.
Yeah, and you could put Curry. Curry did change the game. I'm just saying.
I think I'm putting Steph.
Four chips, 2 MVPs.
This guy said Amari Stoudemire. I'm fucking dead, bro.
Yeah, LeBron. All right, oh my god. Oh my god.
Troll.
Trolling.
I mean, we got the one hockey fan in here, though.
Yeah.
At least I got the hockey hot takes. What about, MLB? Do we have any hot takes for that? Even though we're in the middle of the fucking season.
The Yankees win the World Series. No, I'm playing. The Dodgers go back to back.
Curry's 100% the best PGA. So much better than Magic.
Of course.
Here's what I'll say to that.
Okay.
Yes, Curry, I think is better than Magic. But, like, bro, Magic had, 45 points in a finals game. He had, a triple-double against fucking... Who was against the Sixers, who had, a 7-foot center.
Yeah.
He was winning rebounds over. And Darryl Dawkins. I think Jaden Daniels wins MVP next year. That's not a crazy take.
That's not a bad take.
That's not a bad take at all.
Not a bad take.
The only thing I'll say to that, though, Jaden Daniels could have a sophomore slump. Because that happened with C.J. Stroud.
Who's he going to throw the ball to?
Who?
Jaden Daniels. Who are you throwing the ball to? Debo Samuel?
Well, they just got Debo. Who knows what's going to happen with Terry McLaurin? McLaurin's holding out right now.
Oh, he is? Giants.
Yeah, so really he only has... So they only have Debo, and they lost Noah Brown for the season.
Oh, damn.
That's a big loss.
Well,
Noah Brown tore his Achilles or some shit like that?
I think they still have McCaffrey.
What's up?
Right? They have McCaffrey, right?
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to be making... He's going to be that much of an impact.
You don't think so?
I think his thing is lagging. It says one MVP again. But, I don't think that's a crazy take, though.
No.
Here, let's do this. Who are the top 5 quarterbacks right now?
Joe Burrow.
Let's take Mahomes out of it.
Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar. Who else? Who else would I say? Dave Jones. No, I'm playing. Trolling. Damn. That's the only 3 I can really name. Jalen Hurts. I put Hurts up there.
Okay.
And the last one is very interchangeable. Very interchangeable.
I put Stafford in there.
Stafford. Yeah, it's Stafford and CJ.
CJ Stroud or Stafford. Okay. All right. So
Wait, hold on.
Burrow
wasn't
is a
golf,
given.
Wasn't golf balling too though?
Yeah, but I feel like Goff's a system guy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. When the team's good
Also,
around him,
he
he's
does
really
not
good.
come up big when you need him to.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
You know who is a sleeper guy? Okay, Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, C.J. Stroud, and Jaden Daniels. Without Lamar Jackson in that list, though?
That's what I'm saying.
Ooh.
I
don't know. Well, because we said no Mahomes. We took Mahomes out of that.
Yeah.
What about Bo Nix? What are your thoughts on Bo
Bo
Nix?
Nix is a top 7 player.
Top 10 quarterback?
Top 7. Top 7.
You know, wait, hold on. Let's go division by division right now.
NFC East.
All right. So we got Dak,
Jaden.
Hurts, Jaden, and Russell Wilson. Now Hurts,
The best
I think it
quarterback
goes
in that division is Jalen Hurts,
and Daniels.
then Dak Prescott, then Russell Wilson.
Statistically, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's go to the NFC North. So you have
Jared Goff.
Vikings have JJ McCarthy, Jared Goff.
Wait.
Who am I? Oh, Jordan Love.
Lamar Jackson's too inconsistent for me.
I mean,
well, can you really blame it? Can you really blame him? I don't think he's really been inconsistent. It's just the fact that Mark Andrews can freaking catch the fucking football.
Yeah, I don't think that was on Jackson. Jackson led them down the field to score.
Yeah.
Also, Zay Flowers fumbling in the end zone the year
Yeah.
before. Okay. What were we doing? We're going division by division,
Yeah.
right? So the North is Goff, Love,
McCarthy.
I'd say Williams is, and then McCarthy's the fourth best quarterback in that division.
Yeah.
I think he might be good though. I think McCarthy in that system might be a dog.
Yeah.
Okay. What other divisions we got? The NFC South. You got Baker Mayfield,
Michael
Penix,
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young.
And who's the Saints?
Who's the quarterback for the Saints? Oh, jeez, wow.
They don't have a
Is
quarterback.
it Shuck?
Is
Is that the kid from Louisville?
It's either the kid from Louisville or the light-skinned kid that played for Oklahoma.
Spencer Rattler? I
Yeah.
don't know.
They're
So
the
we could
bottom.
already put Spencer Rattler. Yeah.
They're the bottom already.
I'd say it goes Baker, Young, Penix.
Yeah, Baker Young, Penix. Yeah.
Now let's do the NFC West. Seahawks is Sam Darnold. Is it a hot take to say the Bears are going to ruin Caleb Williams' career?
No, I don't say they're going to ruin his career. It's the fact that he has to take his opportunities.
He has to prove himself.
He has a really good team. He has a really good team around him. So he has to prove himself.
Yeah. And they got the coach he wanted to with Ben Johnson. So I like Williams. I just think he's not going to I don't think he's going to be the quarterback everyone thinks he's going to be. I think he's just going to be above average.
Yeah.
Enough to get them to the playoffs, I think. So I don't think that's a hot take. I don't think the Bears will ruin him. I think the only person who's going to ruin Caleb Williams is himself.
Yeah,
that's what I'll say about that.
They gave him all the weapons that he needs. They gave him everything. He has everything that
he
needs.
They do have a good offense.
Roma Dunze, DJ Moore. They have Komet.
Maybe the next Justin Fields.
I feel like the Bears.
You know what the thing with Justin Fields is?
I feel like the Bears ruined Justin Fields.
Yeah, because, dude, he went into a team that was just bad. That was a really bad Bears team.
They had literally one of the worst offensive lines, and the kid was getting hit all the time.
Yeah. But also, Fields, I think, could be a good quarterback. Well, I think, yeah, like he said, though, he might be the next Justin Fields. I think him and Williams are in the same category.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, I'm really curious how Fields is going to do with the Jets, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll be putting up all-star game-like numbers, but... All right, let's get back to what were we doing? We were doing quarterbacks by division. So, we were with the NFC West?
Yeah, Brock Purdy.
Darnold.
Yeah, Darnold.
Stafford. And Murray. I'd probably say Stafford's the best quarterback in that division.
Yeah, then Murray.
Ooh, Murray over Darnold?
Yeah. Yeah. Because Sam Darnold had a Cinderella year. He had a Cinderella year.
You know what? I think it's just because I like the story, but I think Brock Purdy's better than Kyler Murray.
You think so? I think Brock Purdy's more of a system player, though.
He's definitely a system quarterback, but he went to a good team. I get that. But he also like, it could definitely be the system, but I do think he has talent.
Yeah,
I
he
actually
does.
think
Yeah.
Purdy has somewhat of talent. I'm not saying he's a top 10 quarterback, but I think he's enough to get you wins. You know, better than Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh
That's not a
yeah.
stretch. So, all right, so that's it for the NFC. Now we go to AFC. This is where it gets interesting.
AFC West. That's Mahomes,
So we got
Bo Nix,
Holmes, Herbert,
Mahomes,
Nix,
and
Geno.
Geno Smith.
Geno Smith's on the Raiders now.
Yeah.
Is it a hot take that Justin Jefferson is the equivalent of Kevin Durant in style?
In style, I wouldn't. Oh, in
Style is in what? Like, what do you mean by style? Like, I don't know. I think Jefferson's like a likable guy.
Yeah. The reason why, well, I can see,
Katie's
I can see why he said Kevin Durant, because Kevin Durant, when he first came into the league, he came out hot. So did JJ. So, but if JJ goes to a team, if he just leaves the Vikings to go to a contender, you know, like
play okay.
Kansas
But
City.
he just extended.
Yeah,
He just extended in Minnesota. So
I just feel like JJ's way more loyal than Kevin Durant ever is. To be honest, he's more loyal.
would you? I can't picture Justin Jefferson leaving though.
Now I'll say his NBA comparison would be Anthony Edwards.
And then the same state.
Yeah.
So
Playing for the same city. Yeah.
So Mahomes, I'd say Mahomes, Knicks, Herbert, Geno.
Yeah.
For the AFC West. AFC North, you got.
Who's
oh
the
God! So
James
this
Jones is the starting quarterback for the Colts.
Oh God! So that's the AFC South. So that's Jones, Stroud, Lawrence, and Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward is like the. I'd say he's the second best quarterback in that division.
Yeah.
He hasn't even played yet. I think he's better than fucking Trevor Lawrence.
Of course. Yeah, of course.
Micah Parsons is what? Huh? Anthony Edwards. Oh, okay.
I don't think
Freakish athlete, yeah.
Yeah, freakish athlete, but
Freak athlete.
But
yeah.
like career, like side by side, I'll put JJ and Anthony Edwards together over Micah, because Micah keeps saying he wants to leave, like he wants to play another team. You know, I think he's going to leave the Cowboys soon. I think this is his last year for the rookie contract, right?
Yeah, he's in the 5th-year option.
So I think he might leave.
No, not the 5th-year option. He's on like a short deal right now.
Yeah.
But, God, man. I like these. I like these takes though.
Yeah.
These are like interesting takes. Man, where was these the last 6 episodes?
I don't even know. But Bill, if you want to keep coming back, we will be live every Tuesday at 5 for the podcast.
Yeah. Always come back Tuesday. If you want to keep sending us questions, we'll answer them for sure. But I think, bro, we almost went 2 hours here.
Yeah, we did.
So, anything else you got before we end this stream?
No, that's really it, to be honest.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Go ahead, Joe.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. It's me, Joe Jack, and my co-host, my boy. We're out of here. Catch us next Tuesday on the pod, 5 p.m. We out.
Thank you so much. Peace out, y'all.